This is TNA, the new face of professional wrestling. As dreamers, we believe that tomorrow brings a bright future, a new day. But for some, there may be no tomorrow. For them, there is only today. The power of now. It is a force greater than the promise of tomorrow. Now we can create, become, achieve. Now is the only moment we can seize. For these dreamers, tonight is a paradox. An opportunity for great joys or great sorrows. A chance to gain so much and yet lose much more as well. AJ Styles is arguably the greatest X Division champion of all time. The 30-minute Iron Man match is a chance to enhance the phenomenon, or be betrayed inevitably by his own mortal limitations. The fallen angel, Christopher Daniels, has always had to prove himself. Tonight, with a win in the most important match of his life, he'll have to prove himself no more. In Full Metal Mayhem, Jeff Hardy and the Monster Abyss want to show the world that although metal may be stronger than flesh, it is not stronger than spirit. Tonight, these fearless daredevils will sacrifice body and soul at the risk of making or ending careers. Jeff Jarrett clutches tightly to that which he is afraid to lose. The NWA Championship belt wholly defines him. Without it, his legacy is devoid of purpose. But what he possesses, another desires. Kevin Nash unabashedly claims it's about the money, but it is not. Deep down, this venerable warrior clings to the fleeting dreams of his youth, clamoring to bask in the glare of the champion's spotlight one last time. This is a world where men rise and become legends, or fall meekly into the dull, gray mist of obscurity. Any given moment can bring supreme elation or absolute despair. Any given night can see the dream realized, or the dream forever taken away. And now, TNA Wrestling presents Against All Odds.
It's Sunday, February 13th, 2005, live from a standing room only Impact Zone at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. The NWA Championship will be at stake when Jeff Jarrett defends against Kevin Nash. Get ready for Against All Odds. Tenay, joined by Don West. And Don, the level of anticipation, the level of excitement is off the charts tonight at Against All Odds.
Well, you said it, Mike, you couldn't fit one more person in this building. Why? Because of all the action that's going to take place tonight. We're talking a 30-minute Iron Man match, the fallen age of Christopher Daniels and the phenomenal AJ Styles. And this could be a chance to see Kevin Nash finally get a belt that he has never had, and that's the NWA World Heavyweight Championship belt. Jeff Jarrett can't use a guitar. If he does, he loses his title. So much excitement, Mike Tenay.
And speaking of Jeff Jarrett, let's send it to our broadcast colleague, the franchise Shane Douglas. He's standing outside the locker room of the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Don. As you can tell from the open of the show, there is explosive anticipation for this upcoming world title defense tonight, of course, between the champion Jeff Jarrett and the huge 7-foot challenge of Kevin Nash. There's been a lot of buzz. In fact, I can't remember a world title defense in recent years where there's been more buzz than this match between Nash and Jarrett. Now, I can tell you this dressing room has filled up with dignitaries from around the world. This dressing room has friends, family of Jeff Jarrett. He's also got the living legend Larry Zbyszko and tons of other NWA dignitaries, as well as a bank of lawyers. There's a lot of things going on in the dressing room here. Legend, come on. We've known each other for a lot of years, pal. Tell me what's going on
look
there.
at Shane. I'm not sure yet. It was the largest legal battle I've ever seen going on between Dusty Rhodes and Jeff Jarrett's got legal attorneys all over the place. In fact, I'm going to go find Dusty Rhodes right now. He's either in the office or a corral or something. I gotta go, Shane.
Lots of things going on here. I understand that Scott Hudson is standing by at the Challengers dressing room. Let's take it over to Scott and see if he can get a word with Big Kevin Nash.
Thanks a lot, Shane. You've got your hands full with the cadre of lawyers over at Jeff Jarrett's locker room. Meanwhile, I'm outside the elegantly appointed locker room of the 7-foot challenger, Kevin Nash, for tonight. He gets a shot to become King of the Mountain, World Heavyweight Champion. You know, they started to take over TNA as the kings of wrestling, but there was a fissure that developed in that group in the shape of the World Heavyweight Championship belt. And tonight, Kevin Nash and his former colleague in the Kings, Jeff Jarrett, will do battle. Who will become World Heavyweight Champion when this night is over at Against All Odds? You don't hear a lot of hooping it up. In a Kevin Nash locker room, he brings the party, but not tonight. He's hyper-focused on one thing, and that's becoming heavyweight champion of the world. He's got his posse in there. We've had a bandit sighting. We've had a water boy sighting. We've had a head of state sighting, all from the Longest Yard movie coming soon to a theater near you featuring Kevin Nash. But tonight, he's not about that. He's about becoming heavyweight champion of the world right here at Against All Odds. Mike and Don, back to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the mega 3-hour Sunday pay-per-view events, certainly the No Limits X Division is one of the strong points that established TNA as an incredibly hot property. Tonight, at Against All Odds, we will spotlight the high flyers and the risk takers with two very important matchups. Later, the X Division title, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels in an Iron Man match. But first, it's an X Division shootout involving this man, the former champion, Team Canada captain Petey Williams, who tonight can take a major step in regaining the title for the Canadians, and his coach, Scott D'Amore, who suddenly find themselves without any gold.
Say my name. Prime time, baby.
Oh, Mike, today, here comes his challenger. Primetime Elix Skipper. Elix Skipper wants to do what Christopher Daniels is trying to do tonight, and that's establish himself in the X Division. He knows that he can come out here and beat Petey Williams, a man who held the X Division belt longer than any man for one period of time. If he can do that, he goes a long way in impressing the Director of Authority, Dusty Rhodes, about his place in the X Division.
Well, you're right about Petey Williams, the longest reigning X Division title holder. There he is in TNA history. Held that belt for 5 months before running into the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Don, you talked about the NWA Director of Authority, Dusty Rhodes. To me, he's dangled the carrot. Next month's TNA pay-per-view, circle your calendars already for this one. Sunday, March the 13th. To be known as Destination X, will feature that amazing high-wire spectacle known as Ultimate X. Dusty announced that 4 men will compete in that matchup that separates the X Division from anything else in our profession. He's going to be monitoring this match, this X Division shootout, very closely when it comes to selecting the individuals who will vie for that X Division title next month at Destination X.
I wouldn't want to have that job right there, Mike, today, because we know how many great athletes have come through TNA and are a part of TNA. That includes the X Division. These are 2 of them. Later on, you're going to see AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels. We've seen so many other greats in that 6-sided ring. but that's what makes total nonstop action special. That's why I love the fact that this is how they started against all odds tonight. The high-flying, fast-paced action of the X Division in Elix Skipper and Petey Williams.
Elix Skipper with a drop kick directly into the chest of Petey Williams, sends him out to the arena floor at the impact zone.
Wise on Petey Williams' part right there. He let his momentum carry him out the ring. Get yourself together, regroup a little bit. Elix Skipper's got a little bit of size on him, maybe a little bit of strength, but Petey Williams is a warrior. Don't deny that for any second. He's also got Scott D'Amore in his corner. Keep your eye on him.
Elix Skipper, a former NWA World Tag Team Champion, but never X Division Champion. However, back in his resume in the year 2000, he was the WCW Cruiserweight title holder.
Well, this guy has got all the tools. I mean, there's no denying it when you look at Elix Skipper. He's got so much strength just like that as he just sends Petey Williams over the shoulder there. He's got so much agility, so much finesse. This guy's the entire total package. But Petey Williams has been there before. He's held the belt. He has beaten the greats in the X Division, and he kept that belt for so long, and he wants it back.
Skipper actually, though, has an experience edge, and you talked about the total package, calling himself pound for pound the best there is in the wrestling business. Petey Williams, just a 3-year pro and just 22 years of age from Windsor, Ontario, Canada, right across the border from Detroit, Michigan. I think that's sometimes something down that we don't even think about. Petey Williams just 22.
Oh, he's so young, so talented, and we've seen... Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, the cheap shots right there. The only good thing about that one is it obviously hurt Scott D'Amore as he hit the iron-like body of Elix Skipper, but that's just what I'm talking about. And oh, what a great move by Petey Williams over the top into the Hurricane Rana. That was awesome.
You're right, slingshot into the Hurricane Rana, and then Skipper goes crashing into the steel guardrail.
I'll tell you what, though, that's what Scott D'Amore did right there. Distracted Elix Skipper, gave Petey Williams that chance, and he almost got the pin right there.
I think the strategy here for primetime Elix Skipper is pretty obvious. Avoid at all costs the Canadian Destroyer.
Oh, absolutely. I've never seen anybody get up from it, and that's one thing you've got to avoid. And Petey Williams right now has got the advantage, and again, Scott D'Amore is distracting the referee, and Petey Williams is going to take advantage of it right here.
And he's, look at this, the Canadian National Anthem as well.
You saw where he placed his foot right there to cause the pain. Just every dirty trick in the book these guys from Team Canada will use, and they don't need a mic. They're good enough athletes. They don't need to have to go that route.
When it comes to the strategy for Petey Williams, I would say also avoid the play of the day, but I know you had a conversation with Elix Skipper earlier, and Primetime told us that he's got a new move that he hopes to be able to use against Williams tonight.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what it is. It sounds devastating, but it's something he's excited about. Because he knows he's got to have something new, something fresh. You've got to have something that nobody has seen before. If he gets a chance to use it, well, that's going to be determined later on.
Primetime coming off a recent victory on our Impact broadcast on FSN, winning a 3-way match over Shark Boy and the former X Division title holder Chris Sabin. But boy, Elix Skipper has been in trouble here until trying to mount a comeback now. Series of forearms, attempts to shoot Williams off into the turnbuckles, but boy, he put on the brakes.
Oh, nice kick right there by Petey Williams, and look at right there as you just saw. Elix Skipper showing his agility as he just kind of matrixed out of that right there, and Petey Williams missed him, but there Petey Williams comes back and just slams his head to the mat.
This X Division, Don, is just incredibly competitive. Almost as if you can use that old cliche on any given night.
Oh, absolutely. I've never seen a division where the emotions are so high with each athlete that, like you said, on any given night, someone else can take over, and that's the Elix Skipper we're talking about. Did you see the strength? Did you see how far he threw Petey Williams across the ring? We gotta see that again. Look at this.
Double underhook. Wow. Butterfly suplex from the top. My God.
Oh, he's strong. I know he calls himself pound for pound the best in the world, but you know what? He's going to have to win some X Division titles. He's going to have to maybe win a heavyweight title before he can make that claim. But he's showing us just how good he is.
Pair of clotheslines, spin kick as well. Williams trying to hold on for dear life.
Look how agile Petey Williams is, though. But man, Elix has got a hold of him again. Look at this. Oh, puts him on top of the rope.
Just hung him out to dry, inverted suplex style. Skipper to the apron.
There he goes.
To the top.
Oh, did you see that?
I saw it. Guillotine leg drop. Here's the cover. Here's two.
Oh, Williams fights out of it. What a way to just start the action.
Oh, that would have been such an important win here if he could have gotten the 3 count, because keep in mind in this X Division shootout, the Director of Authority, Dusty Rhodes, keeping very close watch on this match to see who wins, to see who loses, to see who might be a part of that incredible Ultimate X match.
What a counter right there!
Petey, cover, legs hook.
Petey Williams amazes me. That's what I'm saying. I know we don't like Scott D'Amore, we don't like what Team Canada has done out there in the ring, but Petey Williams is an amazing athlete. Nobody will deny that. One of the best, I believe, one of the best X Division champions we've ever had.
Check this out. Williams straddling that top rope. Skipper!
Oh, did you see that?
He held onto the rope.
He wouldn't let him do it. What a great counter!
He went to walk the ropes and snap off the Hurricane Rana, but Petey Williams with the perfect counter, able to hook the top rope, and they're gonna, oh, he does, he answers, spiked him with that tornado DDT.
I'll tell you something right there, the momentum is completely changed. Petey Williams fired up.
He's reeling it in.
Devastating blows right there. Here he goes, Canadian Destroyer. Here it comes. Oh,
he blocked
counter.
it. He blocked it with the back body drop.
Whoa, look at this.
He went for the POD. Roll out.
Got him.
Petey. Oh, just 2. Roll up attempt by Skipper.
Oh, they're just fighting it out right there as they're emotionally spent. Oh, Skipper trying to hold him down. Petey fighting for everything. Look at that.
You're right, he bridged down on the pin attempt. Blocked again. Oh, just rammed him back first right into the corner.
It just became a brawl right here as you saw the elbow right there by Skipper. Primetime trying to put him away. What's he gonna do right here? Oh, he missed again.
Went to spring off the ropes, tried the drop kick, but you notice that Petey Williams just leaned back to avoid the contact.
Petey Williams is baiting him up there. That's twice he's baited him up there. Trying again to go. There he goes, wait a minute. Wow.
That's it. That's gotta be the new move.
2. And it
Just
is.
say it. Say my name. Prime time, baby.
He calls that sudden death.
And that's what it was for Petey Williams. It was the end of the match. Primetime just waiting for him to go into that Canadian Destroyer and set him up for it.
NWA Director of Authority Dusty Rhodes has to take note. Primetime Elix Skipper gets the win in the shootout. Coming up later and against all odds, Jeff Hammond in action. Colleague Jeff Hammond was in the 6-sided ring with 3 live crew, working out with BG James, Ronda Truth Killings, and Conan, when all of a sudden Michael Shane and Kazarian verbally attacked them.
I found out, Mike, that Shane and Kazarian were kind of teasing Jeff Hammond, telling him that he was turning left and there was no left turn, just kind of making fun of his NASCAR background.
This mother is a bad jam.
Beware, coming for you, it's the remix. 3 live, still getting rowdy. I'm singing orderly. Oh, you didn't know that we the 3LK.
Jeff Hammond is a winner. Jeff Hammond is a thrill seeker.
They called me out. I'm not afraid. I told you once before, I've been dodging 3,400-pound race cars all my life. You think you 2 punks are scaring me? You got another thing coming.
Now can I get up? Amen! And he is the Suntan Superman. Total non-stop action. AWA, TNA with satisfaction.
He wants to wrestle us, and he's a NASCAR guy. You know what NASCAR stands for? Non-athletic sport centered around redness.
You couldn't beat half of Jeff Hammond's butt if the other half was helping.
Switches.
This mother is a bad jam.
How about a pump handle?
He's going to be Jeff Hammond's tag team partner and against all odds on February 13th. It gives him a shot. Look at this. He's going around. Oh, big stop.
Follow coming, and
David Young.
another loss for David Young. Jeff Hammond wins it in his TNA debut.
Here you see them beat down there. So embarrassing.
You know how the crew rolls. You got a problem with Jeff Hammond, then you definitely got a problem with us.
I've got my pit crew. It just happens to be 3 live crew, and I'm ready. You better bring it to me, boys. I'm going to have to make a pit stop, buddy. And I'm going to show you my form of a pit stop.
Beware.
This mother is a bad jam.
The pairing of the 2 former X Division champions, Frankie Kazarian first, accompanied by Michael Shane, look to be one of those short-term relationships. How could these 2 arrogant individuals coexist long-term? How? Because they both have similar
That's putting it in a nutshell right there. But you're right. They have a bond. They have a brotherhood. They know that they're better together. These two former X Division champions have found out that together they can be devastating here in NWA TNA.
You know, and I think that Jeff Hammond, our broadcast buddy, the lead analyst here on TNA, has been knocking their in-ring ability when he said that a wild match that they were involved in resembled a car crash.
I'll tell you something, you try to disrespect a guy like Jeff Hammond, who's done so much in this sporting world. This guy is, like he said, done 400-pound race cars. I mean, this man has been in cars at 200 miles an hour where one mess up and it's all over with. That's danger. So he's not going to be intimidated when he gets in this ring.
To illustrate how Jeff Hammond has earned the respect of athletes from both of his worlds, NASCAR and professional wrestling. You looked at the entrance ramp to the Impact Zone. You see the strong backing of BG James, Ron the Truth Killings, and Conan, the 3 Live Crew. That's been obvious for weeks, but he was also accompanied by Brendan Gaughan, the NASCAR driver.
I want to know is, where my dogs at? Where they at? Yo, let me speak on this. Órale! Arriba la raza!
Orlando, Florida, as well as the rest of the viewing world, welcome to the Fast Lane. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, tonight, NWA TNA, in conjunction with NASCAR on Fox. I'm representing the Rednecks, he's representing the race cars. Together, we are... Wait a minute, what? We are going to run you boys into the wall, so start your engines.
Really is amazing to see how the athletes respect Jeff Hammond, isn't it? We see 3 Live Crew associated with him. We saw NASCAR driver Brendan Gaughan from Las Vegas, Nevada, by the way, come out of the entrance ramp with Jeff Hammond. Hammond has earned their respect.
I'm going to tell you something I do like about this match, so much so is the fact that we know how dirty Michael Shane and Kazarian can be. Well, you now have Conan and Ron the Truth Killings outside of the ring right there to make sure this is a fair fight.
One little interesting trivia note, Brendan Gaughan, the NASCAR driver that accompanied Jeff Hammond, I worked for his father, Michael Gaughan, for 10 years at the Gold Coast Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Small world, huh?
Seems to get smaller every day, doesn't it? As you see BG James and Kazarian, I think they're all calling for Jeff Hammond right there. BG James wanted to start things off. I think that's a smart idea for BG James. He's familiar with tag team action. No reason to put Jeff Hammond in right away. And you can see right there that Michael Shane and Kazarian are calling him out.
Well, we've seen Jeff Hammond in the ring once before on an Impact broadcast. Oh. But he was also, was it a professional steer wrestler?
Oh, he wrestled bulls, man.
For years and years fighting 450-pound animals.
Oh, look at him. He's not physically intimidated by Michael.
Not backing down at all.
Oh, as they push each other right there, you can see Jeff Hammond ready to go.
Bringing out the arm and the wrist of Michael Shane and turns things over. Appropriately enough, you called BG James the tag team specialist.
Well, I'll tell you what, right there, it was a smart move on Jeff Hammond's part. He showed he wasn't backing down. He showed he wasn't afraid. Now what's he gonna do? Oh, nice move, and he just lands on the arm of Michael Shane.
Great double team, double axe handle move by Hammond. Gonna ring out the arm again of Michael Shane.
Obviously, he's taken instruction well as BG James has him prepared, and I think that's what's got Michael Shane in the predicament that he's in. He didn't expect Jeff Hammond to be this prepared.
And a smart move here by Hammond. Quick tag, get the fresh man in. And the fresh man is BG James, but now you see that Shane has been able to position BG over to the opposite side of the ring, and now Shane and Kazarian with the double team.
Well, that is a double team, and look at this, BG James gets the boot up. Oh, nice agility right there by Kazarian. But wow, while he's over there dancing around, BG James lets him have it.
BG off the ropes. Oh, drop the knee right across the chest of Shane. Here's the pin, far leg hook, and just a 2 count before Michael Shane is able to power out.
BG James, you know, we talked about him being the tag team specialist. Here's a guy who's and in so many tag team wars. What a perfect guy to get Jeff Hammond ready for this match. And oh, but we also know this, Kazarian and Michael Shane are as good as any young team in the business when it comes to working together, Mike.
Boy, you're right. Michael Shane, just 24 years of age, the 4-year pro who connects with the dropkick. Partner Kazarian, 26, 6-year pro. And you're right, Don, when it comes to X Division wrestlers, I think this is really the best pairing that we've seen in terms of an X Division tag team.
There goes Kazarian. I'll tell you something. He also made a nice adjustment in the middle of the air. He was gonna, I think, try to flip on BG. He realized he was gonna miss him, and he just made himself and guided himself right into the top of BG James. Watch what I'm talking about right here. Here he goes. Oh! Nice adjustment. He just takes him down.
Great high-risk move that time by Kazarian. And now, back in the ring. As we come back live, BG shot off into the turnbuckle. Kazarian follows up, charges in, and drills him right in the chest with a forearm, and then a little bad mouth as well for Jeff Hammond.
Ooh, nice shot right there by Kazarian. I'm gonna tell you something. This has got to be what Michael Shane and Kazarian want. They know that if they can take BG James out of this, that they're gonna have a 2-on-1 advantage against Jeff Hammond, and that is gonna be something that Jeff Hammond is not prepared for.
Well, you're right, that's where the advantage really swings to Shane and Kazarian if they can do that, and they might with double team moves like that.
Well, I'll tell you something right now,
And no 2 count off the neck breaker.
Think about this, BG James, even though he's been working with Jeff, it's not his tag team partner. He knows that Ron the Truth Killing is going to be there for him. He knows that Conan's going to be there for him. He's got the hope that Jeff Hammond's there for him.
Dual clothesline, one arm takes down Shane, the other takes down Kazarian. Close-up look at Conan, cheering on his 3-Life Crew partner, BG James.
Oh, he's got to get BG James up. And I'll tell you what, it wouldn't be bad for BG right now to get a tag to Jeff Hammond, because you can see Kazarian and Shane are both down. This is a great opportunity for Hammond to come in here and kick a little butt.
And Jeff Hammond in the ring. Oh man, look at that. Just put the chest right into Kazarian. Stack him up in the corner.
Well, you can look at Jeff Hammond and realize this guy works out. He's strong. I mean, I've seen his guns. We've all seen it. Oh, and a nice spear right into Kazarian into the turnbuckle.
Combination spear, shoulder block.
Talking a little smack right there. Oh, but you got to keep eyes in the back of your head, Jeff. You got to watch out as Shane took a shot at him.
BG James in to help out Hammond. Shane ducks the clothesline, then comes back.
Oh, they got him now. Look at this. Kazarian's got him.
This was the situation, Don, that you talked about. Take BG James out of the ring.
Oh! And he gets out of the way. That super kick nailed Kazarian. I mean, it flat nailed him.
Hammond moved out of the way just at the right time. He could be going. Pit stop.
Oh, he nails it.
Drop the elbow. Follow cover.
2. Pit stop.
This mother is a bad jam.
1, 2, 3.
Jeff Hammond not doing too bad, is he?
I'll tell you
2
what.
matches, 2 victories.
He represented the broadcast team well,
Yes, he did.
I'll tell you what, though, where Jeff Hammond got that was by being able to get out of the way just in time. Michael Shane never thought he would be able to do it, and Kazarian was in the wrong place, and he took that super kick straight on.
Don, yet to come here and against all odds, it will be Jarrett and Nash for the NWA World Heavyweight title. And anytime you have lawyers running around backstage, this could turn into a very unpredictable situation.
Well, we got to find out what that's all about. What does Jeff Jarrett need lawyers for? What does he need an attorney? What is he trying to do? What loophole is he trying to find?
It's coming up later. It's Jeff Jarrett to defend that NWA World Heavyweight title against the challenge of Kevin Nash. But now let's go backstage because we have a camera at the office of the DOA, Dusty Rhodes.
We went over this. There's nothing that they can do lawsuit-wise. You know, because I'm going to stay with this. This is what I think the people want to see, and we're going to do it. Because it has to be
Right
free.
over here. Dusty, Mr. Dagger. Mr. Dagger just met
Yes, he knows who I am. Let's get down to business here. I'm here to deliver this affidavit to you, Mr. Rhodes, that with your signature, will void the stipulation that if Jeff Jarrett uses the guitar, he will lose the NWA World Heavyweight title. And furthermore, I have documented proof he has never used that guitar in a match, and merely uses it for recreation, to play a few songs, to relax before he goes out on the big stage to defend his title in front of the world. So your signature if you would please.
Let me tell you something, Daggett. I'm not putting my signature on no paper. I've already made the stipulation. If he loses the title, it's because he either got beat or he used the guitar. So you need to take your head, bend over, and tuck it, and get on out of here, because that ain't happening.
Well, you listen here. If you don't sign this, I will have you evicted.
Oh, wait a minute. Trinity,
You will not have. I'll take care of you.
Sit down.
Oh, New York style. No paperwork. You'll be sleeping with the alligators.
Having me evicted,
That's right.
that'll be the day. And if you don't get out of here, I'm not only gonna evict you, but I'm gonna do what we do down in Texas. It's gonna be your turn in the barrel, Daggett.
Gone.
Larry, do me a favor, keep this guy off my ass tonight. Man, can you believe that? It's too much.
Frustration over the loss to Eric Watson. Look at this!
Now what's he doing?
He's trying to break his finger. I think he just broke one of Riley's fingers.
He just broke one of his fingers. What is going on right here? Now he's going after another one. Somebody put a stop to this.
You win the match. You beat this kid half to death after the bout, and now a steel chair.
Wait a minute. That's Dustin Rhodes as he pulls Cassidy Riley out of there to protect him.
Wow.
I just want to say thanks, man. Thanks for having my back. Thanks for
Oh,
watching out
look,
for
the
me.
girls are having a slumber party. Why wasn't I invited? Hey, look, I'm sorry about your fingers. I just want to apologize. You know that was an accident.
Yeah, sure.
And Dustin, big fan for years. I always felt like you were lost in the shuffle. However, now I feel like you're shuffling around with the lost.
Is that right?
Yeah. Imagine my hand on the handle. Now imagine our future pay-per-view relationship, because that's what it's going to be.
Well, suck it, duck it, quack, quack, imagine my foot up your ass and against all odds. How about that?
Hey, calm down, big boy.
Yeah.
Calm down.
It's just like that. Guys like that, I try to teach you. I try to teach all the young boys. Always protect yourself at all times.
Gonna go for the Raven effect. No! Block! Duck in the clothesline, Dustin off the ropes.
Yes!
Hold off! Dropped him on his head.
1, 2, did he get it?
He beat him! Wow! Think about that! Dustin Rhodes just beat Raven. How's that going to affect Raven's already unstable mindset? You just saw the video of the main event six-man tag this week from our Impact broadcast when, yes, Dustin Rhodes got the win by pinning Raven. You know, Don, at the time, you mentioned that Dustin had momentum on his side heading into our pay-per-view. I see this a little differently. You add the defeat by Dustin Rhodes to the loss that Raven suffered last month to Eric Watts, and I foresee a Raven who's more dangerous, more calculating than ever, and that says an awful lot when you consider how violent Raven has been throughout his career.
Well, think about it. He's so diabolical. This guy has not been victorious. It's got to be weighing on his mind, and you know how calculating he is. He has said and thought about nothing but getting victorious here in the six-sided ring. And he's going to have to do it against the ever-popular son of the DOA, Dustin Rhodes.
Well, his publicly stated goal since arriving in TNA 2 months ago has been to become NWA World Heavyweight Champion, just like his father Dusty did back in the 70s and the 80s. In Raven, this is obviously the level of opponent that Dustin Rhodes needs a singles win over to reach that kind of a goal. Score another 3 count on Raven, and Dustin Rhodes moves up the rankings.
I'll tell you something, though, too. You've got to think in Raven's eyes how impressive it's going to be for him to defeat Dustin Rhodes right here and sending a message to everybody. You know, Raven has always felt like the heavyweight championship was his destiny. Somehow he's got off track. Is this going to be the time when he gets back on? That's the mind games he plays, Mike. That's the mind game, spitting in his face.
What disrespect shown by Raven. You're right, spitting directly into the face of Dustin Rhodes.
Oh, nice tackle
just
right
takes
there.
so much.
I'll tell you what, that's the way Dustin Rhodes is going to have to handle this match. Forget about rules. Throw the rules out when you take on a Raven. You brawl, you fight. You got to take him completely out of his game. Don't do anything that Raven expects you to do. If you do, Raven will make you pay.
The personalities of Dustin Rhodes and Raven almost diametrically opposed. Dustin goes out of his way to help the young kids, the young wrestlers, trying to break into TNA as regulars. We've seen how he he's taken Cassidy Riley under his wing. He gives him instruction, he gives him advice, but we've also seen how Raven could care less about youngsters like Riley, taking his frustration out after that loss to Eric Watts, breaking 2 of this kid's fingers after he had already won a match on Impact. You just saw the videotape, that Raven apology. Boy, was that ever heartfelt.
I'll tell you what, Raven just right now is on the outside looking in, as you can see the boot right to the neck of Raven. And man, that's, nice little counter there by Raven. But I'll tell you what, I like this attitude that Rhodes has right now. He knows this isn't going to be your normal match, but Raven working on the leg right there of Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever say that when you get into the ring against Raven. Nothing normal at all about it.
You see the momentum switch right here as Raven's got it right now as he's throwing in the left jabs, and whoa! Just clotheslining right down to the bottom of the mat.
Discus clothesline connects by Raven. Pretty obvious, Don, that he's trying to take out this frustration that he's had over these recent defeats on Dustin Rhodes, and of course, in effect, get the win over Dustin Rhodes and get back on the winning track.
Ooh, look at this. He's just pulling on the leg right there. You know that's got to be excruciating pain. You know, you mentioned how Dustin Rhodes has come in and he's been such a friend to the young wrestlers here. He took Cassidy Riley under his wing, kind of like the way Diamond Dallas Page has been. We've seen him around the building and how they're talking to everybody. I think Raven just hates that fact that these guys are popular amongst the boys. Raven just wants to do anything he can to embarrass anybody in front of everybody.
You know, in recent months, we've seen Raven work on an ankle-lock submission hold, and just watching what he's doing here, just totally focusing his offensive attack on the leg and knee of Dustin Rhodes. I'm just anticipating he's trying to set him up for some kind of a submission move where he would affect that leg or knee, and he just clipped him. He just took the knee right out.
Well, it's a smart move there by Raven, because when he was holding on to that ankle, he left his face wide open. Dustin Rhodes took a couple cracks at it, and that's why he had to go back at the leg to bring him down. This is exactly what Raven wants. Dustin Rhodes on his back right there, and look at that, how he's just applying the pressure. Nice kick right there by Dustin Rhodes, and he levels him with the elbow.
Able to use that free leg to break out of it, but Raven right back to it, dropped toe hold, and then applies this ankle lock submission.
Look at that as he's just pulling on the ankle right there. You can see right there the head of Dustin Rhodes shaking. You don't want to think that he's going to tap out here. Now Raven to his feet, which applies more pressure.
Dustin trying to fight through that pain, and the pressure applied with the ankle lock submission hold by Raven. Boy, if he could just get a couple more feet over it, make contact with that ring rope, he'd get the break.
Oh, he's trying to get over there, and you can see he's just sticking in with all he's got. Raven, I don't know. He's going to have to pull him back in here if he wants. That's exactly what he did.
See how
Raven pulled him back into the middle. He teased him. He let him get close to that rope and then pulls him back.
You think that's part of his mind games as well? This master manipulator, Raven.
Oh, it's all Raven right now, and he knows. Not only is he getting Dustin Rhodes to maybe submit right here. Oh, you see Rhodes getting up to his feet, fighting for all he's worth.
But Don, also think of the effect that this is going to have on Dustin Rhodes as this match progresses. All of a sudden, you're dealing with a one-legged wrestler.
Yeah, you can see that left leg right there. It's numb, it's tingling, and he's going to have to somehow find a way to get some weight on it. He's trying to fight back, and Raven just pokes him in the eye.
Yeah, shortcut, breaking the eyes. Dustin going to try and fight back, connects with the clothesline, takes down Raven. Sent off into the ropes, elevates him up. Inverted atomic drop. And now look at this, Dustin just overpowered him, just muscled him right back into the corner, and from the corner mount, is he gonna rein in some rights?
Well, he better do it, and there he is, he's got the high ground, and he just let him fall. The crowd counting him as he's just putting one after another. Oh, nice shot right there.
Drilling off those series of right hands to the side of the head that has now Raven Rocket could be going for the Bulldog.
I'll tell you what I liked was, it wasn't an open hand he was hitting it with. It was a closed fist, and I think the referee realized because it's Raven, he's going to let it go.
Both men go for the Bulldog. Countered by both. No counter for that. Lethal clothesline by Rhodes takes down Raven.
You can see Raven right now. Everything just kind of turned on him right there. He had the advantage, working on the ankle lock, working on the leg, applying the pain. But you know what? Somehow Dustin Rhodes was able to fight through it. And now it's all going his way.
Might be affecting him a little bit here as he thinks whether he should go high risk or not.
You know, his leg could be asleep. You know how that is.
Sure.
He lost the blood flow, and he might not have... Oh, look at that kick. Perfectly placed by Raven. Did you see that?
I think it was that momentary delay.
Yes.
When Dustin tried to regroup and see if his leg was strong enough to climb the ropes that allowed Raven to make a comeback, but Dustin fighting his heart as well. Right hands and then a big right to the side of the head.
Tell you what, I think that took so much out of Raven to get up so quick like he did to get that kick in place. And now you can see Dustin Rhodes, he's going high. Wrist. Oh, Raven, nice counter. Man, just when you think you got him, that's the way Raven plays. He plays with your head. You think you got it, and he sets you right up.
Well, you're right. Even in the course of a match, not just in terms of an interview. We're talking about in the context of a match, he will do that. Is he going to go for the Raven effect? Looked like it. Dustin, counter for the DDT. Caught him with the super kick and cover. 2 and no.
Raven fights out. I'll tell you what, Dustin Rhodes had a shot right there. He knew he had to take it. Nice kick by Rhodes, too. I thought that might have done it because he just spun that kick around and caught Raven flush in the chin. But it wasn't enough.
Now Dustin picks up Raven by the hair. Raven, a series of shoulder blocks right into the midsection.
Oh, he's got it
right
again!
Back to that injured leg.
He set him up by knocking the wind out of him. And when Dustin Rhodes doubled over, he made the move and grabbed the left ankle.
Referee Posey checking with Dustin Rhodes. Dustin fighting through the pain, and again, going to try and make his way to the ring ropes, but look at the ring position.
Yes, beautiful, right in the middle, Mike. You're so right, look at that. It's got to seem like a mile to the rope. Oh, nice counter, though.
Leg strength of Rhodes sends Raven out to the floor. Raven trying to regroup. Dustin Rhodes as well. This guy's so unpredictable, you never know what he's going to do.
Here he comes right back up. A nice shot with the shoulder right there, right into Dustin Rhodes.
Charged right at him, didn't he? Put the shoulder into the midsection of Rhodes. Right back into the ring. Is he going to go for the ankle again?
Sometimes it's the simple things that are so unexpected. You're expecting somebody to try to outmaneuver you, and he just went straight at him. But wait a minute! Look at this! Rhodes has got the ankle!
Turnabout, fair play. Ankle lock applied here. Submission move. Raven able to roll through, block it. Dustin, contact with that top
turnbuckle. Oh, he's got the feet on the rope!
Did he get it? He got the pin. He got the 3 count.
Oh, but he cheated! He had the foot on the turnbuckle! He cheated! Oh, unbelievable! That's just the way Raven is. He had it set up, the referee was looking elsewhere, he used the leverage and he got the pin.
And he got back on the winning track as well.
Now what's he doing?
Well, you know Raven,
oh,
he's just not satisfied with the 3 count. He's not satisfied with the victory.
Oh, him and Dustin Rhodes, nice comeback right there. He may not have the victory, but he can get a little payback right here.
Oh, man. Contact made with the referee in the corner. Raven, super kick.
You can see the referees out right there. And now Raven's going after Dustin Rhodes, and there's no referee to call any security out here. Somebody do something. And what's he doing? What's he got? A garbage can. What did he pull out of there?
Got a trash can that he's tossed into the ring.
This match is completely over. Wait a minute, what is that?
It's a straight jacket.
Oh, come on. Oh, this is what it was all about for him. I even think the win is secondary. He's lucky he got it, but this is what he wanted.
I hate to say I told you so, but I talked about how dangerous that Raven was going to be coming off those 2 losses, and it's exactly what we're seeing.
You talk about insult to injury. It's not enough that he beat him right here in front of a standing room only crowd. He's got to humiliate him in front of the crowd, in front of the DOA, in front of everybody.
Straight jacket. Applied to Dustin Rhodes. He's going to be defenseless once he gets him locked in.
Oh, you can see right there, Rhodes is already probably trying to figure out what's going on. And now he's got no arms. He can't do any maneuvering. He's stuck, as you can see Raven using his weight to sit on him to keep him from moving around.
It was a dazed Dustin Rhodes. All of a sudden, you're right, he turns around, he finds himself half locked into this straitjacket, and now Raven applies the finishing touches.
Oh, come on.
Now Raven gonna roll him into the ring.
Oh, this is disgusting. Come on. Get somebody out here and stop this. cause serious harm to Dustin Rhodes.
Well, we said it earlier.
He's defenseless,
Mike. The levels of violence, the brutality that we've seen through the years from Raven is manifested here right before our very eyes.
Oh, nice boot, though, as Rhodes gets it up.
That's all he has left.
Well, he's going to have to use his feet. He's going to have to use his right one because that's... Oh, there's no defense for that.
He's absolutely defenseless.
Unbelievable. This is just wrong. Again, referee Mike Posey is falling outside of the ring. He's trying to get his bearings back. Now what's Raven doing? Taking it off? Just to show him that he can do whatever he wants to him at any point in time?
Who knows what goes through this sick man's mind?
Oh, come now, look at this. What in the world? Enough's enough.
He's got him positioned with his chest across that top turnbuckle.
Oh,
and then I guess he's got him locked in now.
He's got to feel helpless. He's just got to feel...
Just absolutely no way that Dustin Rhodes can fight back. Now what does he have? That's a strap.
Oh, look at this. Come on. That's what he did. He took one of the... Wait a minute. There he comes. That's
the kid we talked about earlier.
He's still got the broken fingers, but he's coming out there to... Oh, no.
Tried to help his mentor here, Dustin Rhodes. Did this young kid, Cassidy Riley. Oh, but he received a Raven effect DDT for his trouble, and now the leather strap. Oh, repeated shots to the back.
And look how he's got him wound around the ropes. There's nothing he can do. As security finally gets out here as they realize enough is enough.
What's it going to take to stop this madman?
Oh, look at Raven. Boy, he's just basking in his glory, isn't he? Well, he got the win. We talked about how important it was going to be for him. But at what cost?
Look how proud he is of not only the victory, but also that post-match display.
Oh, now look at this. As you can see, again.
This guy will not stop at anything, Don.
He's in his own world. He's in his own world.
The unpredictability of Raven. He comes back with a victory. He's able to get back on the winning track, but is he satisfied with that?
No.
Hardly. Not at all. The trash can, the leather strap shots, all while Dustin Rhodes, it was right, he was defenseless.
Oh,
he was helpless. There was nothing for Dustin Rhodes to do.
What's going on?
You tell me. All of a sudden, the lights are out in the impact zone.
There is a soul that walks among us, who resides without and within. He possesses the power to shatter illusions, alter futures, create new worlds. And his desire for certain pleasures is part of his pain. He's coming.
Wow, we've seen the video packages for weeks. Now, Trytan is coming to Impact this week.
The problem is, he's a mystery. We don't know anything about him, Mike. That's the problem.
Yet to come, NWA tag titles at stake.
Been here before. We know the teams are lining up, coming after us. You got Shane and Kazarian, the Naturals, the former champions, Team Canada. We knew it'd be a fight.
Let me tell you two boys something. You better not forget this. There's two names you forgot, and that's the KID and Big Lance. I've held those belts twice. So if anybody deserves a shot at those titles, it's us. And against all odds, you boys are gonna get beat.
Feisty little one, eh?
The victory for Kid Kash and his tag team partner, the big man from Dallas, Lance Hoyt. They won AMW. Kash and Lance Hoyt on the attack. Well, now they've turned their attention from the Naturals, rolling into the ring to Michael Shane and Kazarian, and here we go! And is that AMW?
Here they go! America's Most Wanted, the tag team champ! Everybody wants a piece of it, and when AMW became the 100 like the franchise said, that just put targets on their back, and everybody wants it. Wow!
Oh, this very competitive situation concerning the NWA tag team titles, I think it just got a lot more serious.
We know how hard it is to climb that mountain, to climb to the top. but we also know that it's even harder to stay at the top. You don't have a prayer against us.
You boys are gonna get beat.
Up next, it's the first of 3 title bouts at Against All Odds, because the NWA World Tag Team Championship belts are going to be on the line. And let's go to the taglines. When America's Most Wanted regained the tag titles at Final Resolution, it marked the 5th time as a team, but individually, Chris Harris and James Storm have a TNA record 6 reigns as champions. Kid Kash and Lance Hoyt, no strangers to the tag titles. They were 2-time champions in the year 2004. And yes, their paths have crossed before. June of last year, AMW beat Kash and Hoyt to win tag team gold on the debut show of Impact on FSN. Tonight, we renew the rivalry.
Well, here come the challengers. Kid Kash, Lance Hoyt, former tag team champions. And Mike, I've always called these guys almost the perfect tag team because they have such an dichotomy. They got the speed of Kid Kash, the agility, the X-Division athlete, and then they got the strength of Lance Hoyt. This guy is big. He's smooth, he's strong, and together they're a deadly weapon.
Challengers in the ring. And here come the tag team title holders, and after solidly establishing themselves as the best tag team in TNA's near 3-year history, that was back in December at Turning Point when they won that 6 sides of steel. The Wildcat, Chris Harris on the right, the Tennessee Cowboy, James Storm on the left. They avoided a letdown. They stayed focused. Last month at Final Resolution, they knocked off Team Canada. They regained possession of their NWA World Tag Team titles. Don, to me, it's reached the point where when you mention NWA World Tag Team Champions, AMW is just synonymous with those titles.
I was going to say that exact thing. They are synonymous with the Tag Team Championships. And I'm going to tell you something. It looks so familiar around their waist, doesn't it? It's like everything's right in the world when AMW are the Tag Team Champs. They work so well together. They are the perfect combination. Power, strength, but the main thing, they know each other like the back of their hands. They know where the other one's gonna be, and they work together like nobody else has ever done in this business.
If you know anything about the personality of the cocky Kid Kash, you realize he's not afraid to speak his mind. On the heels of AMW regaining the tag titles last month, the notorious KID, and there you see the close-up look at Kid Kash, he confronted Chris Harris and James Storm. He demanded a championship match. Director of Authority Dusty Rhodes only too pleased to oblige Kash. And the big man, the partner from Dallas, Texas, 6'9", 275 pounds, big Lance Hoyt.
I'll tell you right there, as you see Kid Kash going around, make sure he's insulting everybody, trying to get in their heads. America's Most Wanted, a little too good for that. That's not going to happen right here, but I'm going to tell you something, Mike. This is going to be an all-out war. Because unlike the rivalry between AMW and Triple X, where there was respect there was mutual respect. They didn't like each other, but there was mutual respect. There's no respect between these two teams at all. It's flat-out hatred.
That's the key, it is. It's hatred between AMW and Kash and Hoyt. What a great point you make about Triple X and AMW and that respect that they had for each other. That's nowhere to be found with these two teams.
Well, and there's no way you can respect somebody like Kid Kash and Lance Hoyt. They represent everything that's wrong with this sport. Instead of just going out there on their own merits, they make sure that they spit in the face of everybody that loves this great business. They disrespect all the legends. They disrespect everybody that works so hard. And that's why they're so hated in this business.
On display, the aggressive attitude of both of these teams reflected in the in-ring action of Kash and that shoulder block from James Storm, who now springs off the ropes.
Oh, look how agile Kid Kash is, though. I'm going to tell you something, like him or not. This guy's a former X-Division champion, a former tag team champion. He's done so much, and he's so strong even for his size. Oh, nice little move right there by Kash.
Storm ducks the clothesline. Quick roll-up attempt here by Kash. Barely able to get a count. Leg sweep by Storm. Kash powers out, and they go right back, standing at the ready.
This is what you figured right here. Two great teams going at it. And again, as this thing goes, it's going to get real personal, more personal than it is already.
You know, when I think of Kash, I think of a wrestler who was trained, who certainly teamed earlier in his career, and he was influenced heavily by Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, a tag team specialist. And I think that Kash brings so much experience learning from someone like Ricky Morton, who of course he's dissed throughout his career, later in his career. As now we see the confrontation of the showdown by 6'9", 275-pound big Lance Hoyt and the Wildcat Chris Harris.
Well, you know, you can tell how big Hoyt is when you see him standing there eye to eye, which is not even eye to eye, to Chris Harris, who's a big guy himself, and now, look at that, it's just turned into a fight.
More what we talked about, the aggressive attitude from both of these teams and the pure hatred between AMW and Kash and Hoyt.
Like I said, I feel like AMW could have dealt with losing the titles to Triple X a lot better than they'll ever deal with it when Kid Kash is involved.
Notice that attempt at a suplex there by the Wildcat. Chris Harris tried to take the big man over, but it was blocked by Hoyt. Tag is into Kash, double team by AMW.
Oh, look at this. This is what we're talking about as he brings it right in. Oh, but Hoyt catches him. That's what teamwork's all about.
Thought they were going to use him as that human battering ram, caught him in midair, and now they take Big Lance up.
That's what they were planning the whole time, as they just level Hoyt right into Kash.
He just outsmarted him.
It works better that way. 275 on 185, a lot more damage.
Watch this. Harris elevates his own partner, Storm, up and over the top, and he goes crashing down onto both Kash and Hoyt.
That's the teamwork I'm talking about. These guys are so fluid together.
Now, oh man, did you see that? Just when they rolled Kash back into the ring, the attention was turned away from Lance Hoyt. He came charging.
Oh man, I mean,
connected with the clothesline on Storm.
Storm didn't even see it coming. Oh, he just threw Storm flat on his back on the concrete.
There's no covering, there's no padding out here on this concrete.
Oh my gosh, think of the damage that could cause as he just threw him right onto his back. Right onto the concrete.
And they immediately go for the pin and get a 2 count, but Don, we're going to have to keep an eye on this. How this might affect the back of the Tennessee Cowboy.
Oh, that was brutal. It happened right here in front of us. And folks, the sound it made.
Did you hear that thud?
Oh, that thud. Oh, what great teamwork there. That's what I'm talking about.
Legal man as Hoyt goes for the cover after the double team with the help, with the assistance, with the aid of Kid Kash.
But these guys,
Storm's still able to power out. You're right.
Well, Storm is in bad trouble right here. It's obvious. It's obvious that the wind is completely knocked out of him as you see Hoyt just slam him in the back. Now kick him in the back.
Pretty easy to see that they're focusing all of their offensive attack on the back.
Oh, that was just
Storm. No tag made, no tag.
I can't get that sound out of my brain.
Well, especially because it was just a couple of feet in front of our broadcast position when he came landing down. He came crashing down onto the unprotected concrete.
He's keeping him from breathing. He's holding his nose in his mouth.
It's a suffocation
so he can't breathe. Oh, that's just wrong. Referee Rudy Charles aware of it, though. You can see him clawing at the hand, and Kash not relenting. Oh, now he lets it go.
They're just completely cutting off the air.
He's already in pain, number one. Now he can't breathe. That just gets you disoriented. Causes you to have like an anxiety attack out there in the middle of the ring.
Crowd at the impact zone, trying to cheer on AMW. Can Storm mount a comeback? Oh, just when he does, Kash stops him in mid-move.
Oh, what a move by Kash!
That's a moonsault. That's 2. No.
And you see how cat-like Kash was when he jumped on the rope?
Just one fluid move.
Yeah.
Spring to the top, hit the moonsault, go for the pin, but only get a 2 count because Storm realizes what's at stake here, and he's got to fight through that pain.
Oh, he's got to somehow get a tag to the Wildcat right here, and this is going to be over early. I'll tell you something. When you think about the great tag team matches that AMW's had, when they got one in the steel cage, when they took on Team Canada, all those great battles, sometimes it's just more than you can take. Oh, man,
look, powerbomb.
1, 2.
Fortunately, Harrison to break it up. And again, look at the attack. Offensive focus on the back, including that lethal powerbomb move.
And I'll tell you something, they made the tag right there, and you can see Kash, and they're doing it so quickly, but you're so right, Mike. Just slammed him on his back, slammed him straight down on the mat. I'm gonna tell you something, Storm, has got to get a tag here or it's going to be over. He's fighting back with everything he's got.
He showed a great amount of resilience.
Oh, my
but
God.
how much resilience can you have? DDT by Kash. Now what?
Kid Kash
got in position, quickly springs to the top.
Oh, look at this. Could he be going for the frog splash?
Anything's possible.
Yeah! Oh,
he
great
called it.
counter!
And I think James Storm realized that he might be getting froggy, and he was able to get those knees up.
Tried to yell it pretty loud. Hopefully he'd hear me.
Storm now, trying to mount an offense. Pair of right hands, Kash shot off into the ropes. Stuck in the clothesline, Kash springs. Mid-ring collision. Both men go for the crossbody block. Both men connect, and both men are down.
I'll tell you what, Storm has got to not worry right now about getting revenge. Worry about getting your partner involved. Catch your breath, you can get back in the ring. Get over there and tag Wildcat Chris Harris.
And worry about the fact that the NWA Tag Team title belts are on the line here.
Great point.
Harris, clothesline, Rocky. A second one, Rocky, but they can't take him down.
Hoyt just standing like a tree, but that one took him down. That one planted him down.
Flying left arm lariat. Harris connect back off the ropes. Punctuates it with a face jam.
Right into, oh, look at this. You want some Kash? I got a little for you too.
Spine buster for Kash. Wildcat, he tried it earlier. Can he take him up with the suplex?
Oh, look
My
how
God!
at this.
That's 6'9", 275 that he's holding up with the high vertical, blood rushing to his head.
And holding it with ease.
Powers him
Man,
down.
that makes a statement right there.
Yeah, but he can't go for the cover because Kash intercedes.
Well, it took a lot out of him. Oh, great move right there by Kash. You gotta be kidding. Right off of the ropes into the Hurricane Rana, right on the air.
Storm's got him up. Is he gonna go for the eye of the storm?
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, he nails it.
Whirly bird eye of the storm. Right hand rocks, lands Hoyt. Now Hoyt reverses. Shoots Storm off into the rope. Storm able to get the elbow up. Is he gonna go for the noose?
Here he goes. He's got a hold of him right here. Hoyt fighting back.
Looked like he was gonna go for that swinging noose out of the corner, but you're right. Hoyt able to fight him off.
Now what's Hoyt doing?
Headed up. You don't usually see someone
No.
6'9",
Look at
275 go high risk. What? Look out on the already injured back of Storm.
Oh, he just creamed him.
Side slam off the top. My God. Pin. Uh-oh, I think we got a new chance.
No, he fought out of it.
How? How did he do it?
I don't know. Determination, instinct. Just sometimes you just react.
Downright guts.
We
Let's
gotta
take another
see
look
this.
at this. Impactful move from the top. Get a side slam.
Oh, my God.
Plus, you've got Hoyt coming down with his weight across his back as well. Double team on the way. Kash perched up on top. That's why they call it high risk. Sent down to the floor by Harris.
Well, Harris had to come in there. He knows that Storm can't take too many more blows like that. Now Storm going up high, and he lands him with the Hurricane Rana.
Harris from the top.
Yes.
Drops the elbow. Here's the cover. Count one. Count two.
No. Just in
Did you see
time.
Kash just took the title belts off our table?
Just walked right over here, took both of the belts.
Guys go white. Team Kash has got the championship belt. Keep your eye on him.
Well, referee Rudy Charles right there now. He thinks Storm has the belt. Oh, and he stopped him, which is a good thing.
Uh-oh, from
Wait a
behind.
minute. Oh, Kash crashed him with the other one.
Knockout blow. Cover. Two.
Oh, he fights out of it again.
I don't care whether it was instinct. I don't care whether it was guts. That was incredible to kick out at two.
That was all heart right there because Kid Kash almost got away with it. The referee thought he'd stop the situation by getting rid of the belt, didn't realize the other one was in play.
Now, you see, Kid Kash has taken those handcuffs that Chris Harris brings to the ring almost as a trophy, the way AMW brings those cuffs down. Spear takes down Kash.
Oh, but I tell you what, Kash rolled right into Lance Hoyt right there, which brought Storm down, which was probably a good move. Oh, nice super kick.
Wow, how did he fight through the pain to do that? Now, the Wildcat, he's got the cuffs.
Oh, you can see it right here. And you know what?
Hey, Kash brought him into the match.
That's absolutely right.
Kash brought the title belts in as well, and he's trying to fight it off, but Harris is trying to hook him up.
When you think about all the people that Kid Kash has disrespected, I think it's great the referee's letting him use them. Sometimes you just gotta make judgment decisions out there.
Look at the Wildcat. Look at Chris Harris. He's telling Storm. He says, suck it up. Fight through the pain. Could they be going for the sentence?
Oh, he can't do it.
Can't do it. He tried to lift him up for the death sentence.
He doesn't have enough strength. He just the back. try it again. If he tries it, he's got it. Here it is. There it is. Sentence 1, 2, it's over.
What a show of guts. What a show of courage by AEW in general and by the Tennessee Cowboy James Storm in particular, fighting through that back pain. Being able to lift big Lance up, that's 275 he lifted up. Top rope leg drop, the death sentence. AEW keeps the title. Hold on, Don. Wait a minute. Let's send it outside. The franchise, Shane Douglas. He's outside the impact zone.
Oh, this must be somebody big. Some of the biggest stars in entertainment have been here. Come on, let me know. Is this one of Nash's Hollywood friends? Or one of Jarrett's wrestling friends? Here, I'll get the door. Wait a second, guys. It's me, the franchise. Now, let's just take it easy. I'll find out for myself who's it. Now, look here. I'm here to find out who's in this car. I know it's somebody big, and I'm not leaving till I find out who it is. Got it?
Trying to fight back from his knees. Series of rights and left, but he's cut off by a man. Hits him.
Oh, he just slammed him through the table.
My God. He tossed him over the top. Hardy crashing down through the table.
Oh, look at this. What a great counter by Hardy. He stole him out of the back of his. Look at him. They're just slugging it out. February 13th against the One Mike. It's going to be incredible. These guys, it is just boiled over.
This is just a little taste of Full Metal Mayhem.
It will be breathtaking. It will be barbaric.
Oh, he just slammed him through the table.
It will be Full Metal Mayhem. It will not be pretty. Tables, ladders, chairs, and chains. Witness their appetite for destruction in professional wrestling's first ever Full Metal Mayhem match. It's the 6'8" monster Abyss versus the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy. Full Metal Mayhem.
Whatever it is that drives, whatever it is that motivates the monster Abyss, it remains a mystery to me. Whether it's mysteriously disappearing from TNA, as he recently did, only to make a surprising and a shocking return at Final Resolution, to these unprovoked attacks that we've seen in recent weeks on Jeff Hardy. Without any communication, without a spokesperson, it's impossible to know what's going on in the head, in the mind of this 6'8", 350-pound monster. But Don, it always comes back to violence. It always comes back to brutality. And tonight, we expect the levels of both to be excessive, because it's time for Full Metal Mayhem.
I'm going to tell you something. You talked about his unpredictability. That's what makes this guy so dangerous. And he gets focused on something, and he's relentless. And he has been focused on the rock star Jeff Hardy. It's like it's all he can think about is what he's going to do to Jeff Hardy. Well, Jeff Hardy has answered the call. This is something that Jeff Hardy's good at. When tables, chairs, ladders are involved, Jeff Hardy's one of the best this business has ever seen.
And on top of that, the NWA Director of Authority, Dusty Rhodes, let's just say that he's raised the stakes. He certainly raised the bar with this match, but the stakes, they're raised as well, as you see, being put into position high above the ring. There are two envelopes, Don. One of those envelopes is empty. The other envelope contains a contract for a match against the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, whoever that might be, on a future Impact broadcast on FSN.
Well, think about that. That's where the dilemma can get just so crazy. You go up top and you see the guys putting the contracts up there. You don't know which one's the right one. You might exhaust all your efforts. You might exhaust all your energy. Get up to the top and then pull down the wrong envelope. Not to mention, you're going through chain, steel steps, rails, anything that's not nailed down.
If you followed the history of these two men, you know that both through the years have excelled in matches involving chairs, ladders, tables. Well, tonight, for the very first time, TNA with full metal mayhem. Tables, ladders, chairs, and chains. Hell, anything metal is legal. You can use it as a weapon. This isn't going to be pretty. But those two envelopes hung above the ring. One has the contract, the other one's empty.
I tell you what, you can see the focus on Jeff Hardy's eyes. He knows he wants another shot at the World Heavyweight Champion, whoever that may be one day on Impact. But I'll tell you something. He can't figure out why Abyss picked him, why Abyss focused on him. Well, you know what? He's going to have to deal with it. He has, and let's see how he can handle 350 pounds of unpredictability.
Well, you're right. One would anticipate that a monster Abyss is going to look to exploit the advantage that he has. Don, let's figure it out. It's 6-7 inches in height. It's 100+ pounds in weight. Jeff Hardy, on the other hand, my guess is he's going to need to hit and run. He's going to also need to use these weapons around ringside as an equalizer against this monster.
Well, you just said the right word right there, equalizer. That's what a steel chair and a metal ladder can do. That's what going through a table can do. That takes away the height and weight advantage. And he does have one thing going for him, speed and agility.
Wow, Hardy springs off the ropes, connects, but does not take down Abyss. Going to try it again. Just too big, just too powerful. I'm surprised that Hardy, here in the opening minute of this match, is trying to fight him one-on-one. I thought he would try more high-risk movement. No, instead, Abyss goes for the leg drop. Hardy able to roll out of the way and then, answers back with the leg drop.
Well, I'll tell you what, the key of this match is somehow getting up there and getting the envelope. You've got to have a strategy. And you've got to do something when you're taking on Abyss. You got to do something unorthodox. You can't do something that's normal because he's not normal. And that's what Jeff Hardy's doing right here. But I don't know if you realize how high those envelopes are. That's what took a couple extra minutes getting this match started. The guys couldn't even reach where they were putting the envelopes to. They had to go back and get taller security guys to put the envelopes up.
Hardy tossing the steel chairs into the ring, but Abyss stays one step ahead of him.
What a great shot by Hardy!
Springing off the steel chair, crashing down with all of his weight onto Abyss. We're gonna get another look at this one.
Here he goes, right over the top.
Wow!
Clears it. Now think about this. If he doesn't clear that, a foot of his catches that top rope, and he snaps down in and hits the ring apron, and that could be devastating.
And how about Hardy using the power game against Abyss in the opening minutes of this match and using it effectively?
Well, he's had revenge on his mind so long, and I'll tell you something, we saw one of the impacts where he was able to go up and reverse into a DDP and slam Abyss's head to the table, so he knows a few tricks himself.
Well, we saw Hardy, you're right, he answered. First it was Abyss who press slammed him up and over the top through a table, but then that DDT, that was the right answer. He put Abyss through the wood on a recent Impact broadcast.
Setting the chair up, is he gonna try to do the same thing again? I'll tell you what, don't go to the well too often. Don't be thinking in any way, shape, or form that Abyss is some kind of a simpleton, because he's not.
Hardy rethinks the matter.
Oh, look at the strength.
Charges at Abyss. I said this might be a mistake. Nope. Able to fight it off. Tried for the press slam again, and
cracks him with the chair, and that's how you equalize things.
That hesitation when Abyss got into the ring, going through the ropes, allowed Hardy to waffle him with the chair. Gonna spring off. Look at it.
Oh, man, he barely got his arms up just in time, or that would have been the end of it. The momentum would have taken him out.
You just said it earlier. This is not a simpleton. He may have tunnel vision. He may be incredibly focused on whatever task he has at hand, but don't underestimate the monster Abyss.
No, you do that, you'll pay for it. You'll
just
pay
like
the
that.
price.
You'll
Like
pay
I
the
said,
price of a steel chair driven right into your face.
Oh, he was so lucky to block that, but still the force of the blow, you know he's in pain. And right there, this is Abyss's opportunity to take advantage of it. Now he's going to apply the weight.
It's exactly what I expected to see from the early minutes of this match. I thought that Abyss would go to the power game. Instead, it was Hardy. He used it effectively, but the question was for how long? And now you see that it was starting to pay off for Abyss, but he turned his back on Hardy, tried to get one of the ladders. Hardy tries to mount a comeback, but Abyss just tossed him right off into the steel.
Well, you can see right there is Abyss setting up the table. He's setting them both up kind of side to side.
He's positioning them side by side.
Oh, look at this. He's going and grabbing more.
Another table that he brought down from the side of the ring entrance ramp.
Well, Jeff Hardy's still reeling from that blow into the rail right here. Again, this match, there's so much at stake. As while he's doing that, Hardy's trying to get a ladder into the ring.
Well, Abyss with a unique way to stack these tables, stacking one on top of the two that are already positioned. Meanwhile, Hardy senses that he sees an opening. He slid a ladder into the ring, but then Abyss follows right back up.
And again, we talk about this. That's how focused this guy gets. He gets a plan in his mind.
This is just what we talked about, this tunnel vision that we just mentioned a couple of seconds ago.
He's got this pyramid of tables and vision in his brain. And he's not going to stop till he sets it up.
We just mentioned it earlier, how he gets focused on a task. And that's exactly what we're seeing from Abyss. Stacking, yes, two tables on top of two. And now he's going to go back into the ring and try and inflict some pain and punishment. As we've seen from the past, he loves to take Hardy up into the air and press slam him through those tables from the ring.
He'd be going through 4 tables. If he does that, that'll be all he needs. He'll be able to get a ladder in there and climb up and pull down both contracts for that matter.
Abyss pointing at the tables.
Oh,
here we go. Powerbomb style. Hardy fighting him off.
Oh, he has to. I mean, he knows it can be all over. Oh, Hardy went through the rope. No, nice move though. He almost slipped. Able to figure out some balance and come back and crash Abyss.
Yeah, able to regroup, and that's tough to do when you're springing up those ropes that you already had 4 matches, whatever it's been earlier, where the sweat is on the ring ropes and it's on the turnbuckles, and he was able to slip and slide down. Ladder in play here. Tug of war now with the ladder. Who's going to come out with possession?
I'll tell you what, this is all about positioning right here. Hardy's got the position. He had him trapped.
He just sandwiched him
in
the corner. He took the ladder, stomach first, and now springs up.
Did you just see that?
Oh, I saw it.
Holy cow!
Drop kick with the steel chair directed into the face of Abyss, who's helpless right here.
Oh my gosh, that was brutal. I mean, we got to see this again. Watch how he climbs the ladder and then kicks the chair right into him.
And it's all legal because it's Full Metal Mayhem. Opposite side of the impact zone. Other tables stacked up around ringside, but Hardy instead goes for the ladder.
I'll tell you what, he's got a plan in mind too. And he knows that ladders, and we saw an incredible title match that he had with the reigning NWA World Heavyweight Champion Jeff Jarrett, and would have won that match had Scott Hall not come in and interfered. Ladders are what this guy knows so well, and he's setting up some kind of a catapult, it looks like.
Yeah, that or a teeter-totter type situation here with the ladders, but he turned his attention away from Abyss. That allows Abyss now to power him up to the top.
Well, it took him too long, I think, to set everything up, and that's what can happen. You got to move quickly if you've got a plan. What's he going to do right here? Oh, my gosh!
Now we know what the plan was. Hardy springs off the top, crashes down onto one ladder, and then the ladder goes right up into the face of Abyss.
Oh my gosh, that was brutal.
That could be a knockout.
Abyss is, I mean, that's how you stop. Look at that, he's just writhing in pain.
That could be the knockout blow that Hardy needs. It certainly weakened Abyss. Let's see if Hardy can follow up.
Oh man, like you said, Abyss is weakened right there. He got his bell rung. And here comes Hardy.
Charges out.
Oh! Yow! Right into a table, right into the mat.
Yeah, right onto the concrete floor as well.
That was sick. No, I don't even know if I want to see this.
Watch the landing. Watch the landing. Overhand. Oh, God. Oh, God. Right on his lower back. His lower back on the unprotected concrete. I don't know how Hardy's going to be able to get up.
No.
Referee Andrew Thomas checking to see if Hardy's going to be able to continue it all. And I've got to question whether he is.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's go, Hardy.
That's just Abyss able to get him thrown over the ropes, the table set back there. And I mean, There wasn't nothing even cushioned this fall.
Nothing. It probably would have even been better if he would have gone directly through the table.
That's what I was thinking. Anything but what he did.
I know that sounds strange, but when you saw that landing, you saw how it's probably going to affect the remaining portion of this match. I don't know how hard he's able to even stand.
I don't either, and I'll tell you what, not only stand, able to clear the cobwebs and grab a chair. You've got no choice. Don't ever try this at home. You can see he didn't even have much force in that. The back is hurting him so bad.
Yeah, it's tough when you go to swing, when you go to wind up with that chair. And you injure your back, you just don't have any force behind it.
I got a new respect here for Jeff Hardy. To take a blow like that and come back fighting, right into the ramp.
Now they fight up the entrance ramp. Keep an eye on this monster. Where the heck is security when we need him?
What's he doing?
He's going for another table, Don.
Going for another table?
Hardy, who has been severely hurt here, and yes, is trying to fight through the pain. But Abyss has gone for yet another table, positioning it, I'm going to presume, somewhere here on the ring entrance ramp. Where's he going with it?
Now he's taking it up to the top of the entrance where he comes out. Hardy, though, getting to his feet. I'll tell you something, when someone gets focused on something, it's when you got to take advantage of it, and that's what Hardy's got to do.
And that's exactly what he's done, taking advantage of that. Ow, able to catch him with the twist, dropped him down. That's step one, but now Hardy.
You can see Hardy's in such pain from the blow he took to his back. I just don't know how much strength he's got, but my gosh, he's got no quit in him. I'll give him that.
Oh, God!
A great shot by Hardy.
It sure was. Drove him face first right into the table.
What's he doing? What in the world is he doing?
Where's he going?
He's going up to the top. What? He's going up to the top of where they enter into the ring.
No way.
As you can see, Abyss is still
he's climbing.
Wiped out.
He's climbing to the top of our set.
This is the most dangerous thing I think I've ever seen.
Don, how high is he up here?
Oh my God, you gotta be kidding. 30 feet.
No way.
40 feet on the floor.
From the top of the set at the impact zone.
way.
Hardy.
No way. What? You've got to be kidding me. All the way off the top of the building. Listen to this crowd.
We are about to take another look at one of the highest risk moves, my God, that I've ever witnessed.
Oh, how does anybody even get up from that?
How does anybody even consider doing such a move?
I don't know. All I can think of is when he hit his head the first time and knocked all the sense out of him, because nobody with any common sense would do this.
Oh, we got to see it again if we can. Think of the mental mindset that you have to go through just to even consider coming off. Look at this.
Can you believe history's been made again here in TNA? Every time we think we've seen it all, it can't be topped.
Stick around, pal. Yeah. You're watching TNA, and you're watching an incredibly physical spectacle right before our very eyes with Full Metal Mayhem.
Oh, you got to think Abyss right now with the force that Hardy went through it. And Hardy was smart because Abyss's body was able to cushion him so that Abyss took the full brunt of that blow. I'll tell you what, the visual on the big screen while he was doing it was unreal, as you can see it right here, as Hardy getting the ladders.
He's got one ladder there you see stacked up, and now going to try and send it into the ring.
Oh, that's not just any ladder, that's a humongous ladder. That ladder is like twice the size of a normal ladder.
Abyss crawling hand over hand down the ramp, back to the ring, crowd at the impact zone, cheering on the charismatic Enigma Jeff Hardy, who's about to position the ladder, and he's about to climb up and take off.
I know what he's doing. Think about this. You can grab the wrong envelope, but you know what? With a ladder that size, you might be able to grab both envelopes at the same time.
Boy, if he's thinking that, that's incredible strategy. There you see both of those envelopes hanging high above the six-sided ring in the impact zone.
That's the problem. This ladder's so big he can't get it placed right. That's what he's trying to do. As now he's going up
Abyss is still out on the floor. Tried to make his way back in, collapsed, and now trying to just use the ring apron to propel himself up to get back into the ring, and Hardy's gonna climb up the ladder and take down one of these envelopes.
I'll tell you what, he better get up there quickly. He's got to make sure he makes the right decision. You got to think about it. You grab it and it's not the right one.
Again, one of these envelopes is empty. One has a contract for a match on Impact against the world's heavyweight champion, whoever it might be.
Well, we watched him tie these things up. He's got it down.
Here it is. The envelope. Open it up and find out.
Over?
What's in there?
Is it over? No!
It's empty. Oh, Hardy does everything within his power to climb up, but then it was the empty envelope.
Oh, you can see now Hardy gets down quickly as he fights back. So close. He's gonna have to shimmy up this thing quickly.
Well, obviously,
we know this
the
is
contract is there. Tear it down, Hardy, and get a shot against whoever the NWA champ is. Climbing up.
Abyss, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Reach up and grab it,
Hardy,
champ.
grab it. You can see that he's...
Abyss rocking the ladder. Now gonna try and just pull him down and...
Hardy's fighting with everything, trying to kick him off. Abyss obviously now getting his senses a little bit better. He took such a wicked blow. That's why Hardy's got the advantage. Oh, no!
Oh, my God! He just whipped him. He just shot him right over the ropes, and he went right through the 4-table step.
Oh, my gosh, again, you can see the pain in his leg. Back, I don't know if this guy will ever be able to
This could be the opening
again.
for Abyss. Climbing up the ladder.
He's so close.
Once he takes it down,
he's got it.
He's got it in. He wins it. Abyss wins it. But what an effort by Hardy.
Oh, that last, he took some wicked shots. Hardy is just so upset. He's busted the other table now. Out of fear, pure frustration. But you gotta give Jeff Hardy all the credit in the world. He did something tonight that was the most phenomenal thing that I've ever seen.
Now Hardy is snapped out here.
No, he's lost it.
It's frustration. He's lost it. And you know what? I can't blame him.
Not the right envelope, it'd be over. Oh, don't you feel for him, Mike?
Boy, do you ever. But there's the winner. Abyss. Boy, Don, you're right. You do. You really have to feel for Jeff Hardy. Bottom line, he did everything but win this match. And why? Because he took down the wrong envelope.
Think about what he did to take Abyss out of that, climbing up to the top of where they enter in. Folks, I can't even describe to you how high that is from the floor. I mean, how high it is in this building. He was at least 10 feet above anybody else in this building. To go through Abyss at the table like that, it should have been over. And he makes the wrong call on the envelope. He had no way of knowing. And we saw the frustration of Jeff Hardy right there.
One of the most brutal, one of the most physical spectacles, ladies and gentlemen, that we have ever witnessed. Guys out in the truck, if there's any way we can take another look, thank you.
Look at this.
Thank you.
This should have ended it. That should have ended it. He had everything going his way, and it wasn't enough.
What a performance by both men. Abyss in the end, fortunately, takes down the envelope that has the contract. He'll get a match against the World's Heavyweight Champion in an upcoming Impact. But coming up next here at Against All Odds, it's going to be Team Canada against the Alpha Male and DDP.
Sends him up, throws him into the turnbuckle, and sends him. Oh my gosh, that's devastating.
Knocked him 3/4 of the way across the ring. He just hit him with the pounce. Period. Scott Hall.
What's he doing in there? Oh, he blindsides the Alpha Male, Monty Brown.
Cheap shots from behind by Scott Hall. Alpha Male.
Right there, Bobby Roode with another cheap shot. Oh, look at this.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, come on, as you see right there, the double teamwork.
From the back.
Hey, DDP. Well, we saw the respect of Monty Brown and DDP in Final Resolution, and it DDP come out there to Monty Brown's aid. He was getting triple, quadruple, quintuple teamed.
And Team Canada?
What got the? I'll tell you what, this business makes straight bedfellows, I'll tell you that.
You know, once again, it's all about DDP. It's me. No, man.
All great ones have always had someone to walk behind them. And that's a good job for you. So do what
You're
you do
alone.
best.
And
That's
you're
right.
alone.
I'm a man who stands on his own 2 feet. As far as I'm concerned, to deal with you two jokers, man.
I'm giving you
over.
I'm telling you right now, you're about to get clipped.
Be Rude is more than happy to exchange fisticuffs anytime, anywhere.
Oh, look at this. He's got to get back up.
Yes, this is...
Alice, I guess we see who the odds are really stacked against.
Wait a minute. DDP's got backup.
He's not going alone because there's Monty Brown, the alpha male Monty Brown, and he's ready to pounce him some Canadian bacon, I'll tell you that.
You want to get in my business and I gave your boys the business? Against All Odds is our Super Bowl, and that's a big deal.
And Bobby Roode, at Against All Odds, you will get the pound.
Period. Are you for field dog? Bang!
It was just 1 month ago when Scott D'Amore's Team Canada was in the power position. They had possession of both the X Division and the NWA World Tag Team Championship belts. But things went wrong. Things went very wrong in Final Resolution. D'Amore's troops, Don, if you'll recall, ended up losing both titles. But tonight, a win for Eric Young and Bobby Roode would solidify D'Amore's case for another shot at the tag titles. And I guess you heard the rumor that I did involving Scott Hall. A contract buyout?
Well, I'll tell you what, Scott D'Amore knows that you need continuity to beat stars like DDP and the alpha male Monty Brown. And he knows that in Eric Young and Bobby Roode, he's got as good a tag team as there is in the business. Former tag team champion. We know how good Diamond Dallas Page and Monty Brown are. If that's the case, you gotta bring the best out of them.
Certainly the rumors that were floating all around the Impact Zone today told us that Scott D'Amore went to Scott Hall. He bought out his contract to allow Eric Young to take his place in this tag match. And now, here is the opposition. We've already seen the entrance of the alpha male, and here comes DDP. Think about this. Opponents last month in Final Resolution, but the mutual respect that they gained in that three-way match has brought them together as a tag team. But the unique aspect to me of the partnership between Monty Brown and Diamond Dallas Page is that both men also remain totally focused on a common goal, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, but that's a common goal that they obviously can't share.
I'll tell you one thing they can't share, and that's the feeling of victory as teammates tonight. But they're gonna have it together because let me tell you something, and we talked about it earlier. Bobby Roode and Eric Young are so good together, and they know every trick in the book. When you think about DDP and Monty Brown, these guys have not worked together very long. But yet, they're so good, it should be second hat to them.
That's really a good point, because when you have Roode and Young and that experience factor that they have, add in Johnny Devine at ringside, factor in, would you call him Canadian bacon?
That chunk of Canadian bacon.
Scott D'Amore as well, and the interference that we've seen from D'Amore since Team Canada's been a part of TNA. But then on the other side, you've got this incredible physical specimen. The alpha male Monty Brown, 6'2", 265 pounds, former National Football League linebacker with both New England and Buffalo, went to 2 Super Bowls, add in the experience of the 3-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion Diamond Dallas Page, and boy, this is a really interesting tag team match.
Think about what Monty Brown almost accomplished when he had to beat Diamond Dallas Page and Kevin Nash in one match, and then later on in the evening, took on Jeff Jarrett for the World Heavyweight Championship, and so close to winning. Took everything Jarrett gave him, and then some. so close to winning. You know he smelled it. That's twice he's almost beaten Jeff Jarrett for the title. You know that that's his goal in life, to get that back.
And can you believe those ridiculous claims that we heard earlier from Jeff Jarrett's lawyer, claiming that he has documented proof that Jarrett's never used a guitar?
Oh,
ridiculous can you be?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. You can legalese anything. You can make a legal document say anything and spin it any way you want. Obviously, Dusty Rhodes is buying it. Look at that strength.
That's just raw power.
You got that right. Look at that
He took Eric Young, who was out on the arena floor. He grabbed him by one arm, brought him up in one motion to the apron, and then another into the ring, and now the double team with DDP.
Could you imagine if Monty Brown worked out a little bit? How good it could be.
And lay off the desserts while you're at it.
Yeah. Come on. Too many cheeseburgers. Whoa, that's the teamwork. Look at that. And Monty Brown's got 0 body fat. And here's a guy, you talk about being revigorated since he's gotten into TNA. And I'm talking about Diamond Dallas Page. I mean, he's
really
loving life, man.
Yeah, career revitalized since he joined TNA.
You can just see in his face the grin. He loves going through the crowd. He feeds off the crowd. They all hold up the diamond cutter signs. They know he's one diamond cutter away from ending this match. Look at that. He's been working out too. Look at the arms.
Brings out the arm of Bobby Roode. Pair of shoulder blocks, takes him down to a knee. Maintains his grip with the side headlock.
Look at that. Look at these things having fun out there.
He loves it. And the crowd at the Impact Zone, they're going crazy. They're cheering on DDP, and you know what they think of Team Canada and Coach D'Amore.
Oh yeah, it's not a long shot to guess who's crowd's behind in this match. And, oh, nice clothesline right there by DDP, and he gets the tag in.
Spun him around, did Bobby Roode, but DDP still able to connect, and now the double team.
Oh, wow, man. These guys have been working out together. I mean, they look like they've been doing this for years.
You mentioned it earlier. We saw them on Impact recently as a tag team. But boy, in terms of being together as a team, Roode and Young have an incredible experience edge. I mean, they trained together at the Can-Am Wrestling School in Windsor. Ooh, you're right, former tag team champions. But look at this spinning neckbreaker by Page, following up the Monty Brown offensive move.
You know what I can't get over is how quick their tags are. They're just quick, crisp. They're not letting the other one get tired. In and out, in and out. I mean, these guys are really doing everything that you've got to do to beat a great tag team like Team Canada.
With a momentary distraction from outside by Eric Young, allowed Bobby Roode, the power man from Team Canada, to connect with a power move, took him down, leveled him with the clothesline, and now the shoulder blocks in the corner.
Ooh, man, you can hear the sound of that as he just, oh, look at this. I mean, you can see right there as Eric Young choking him. Roode now applying the foot right to the guts.
Canadians double team on DDP. Legal man now is Eric Young after all the damage was done by Bobby Roode.
What a shot right there by a right.
We talked about the quick tags.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about.
And the alpha male, we're seeing the quick tags employed here by the Canadians as well.
I had the feeling that if Team Canada could ever get the momentum and get it going their way, that they would have the advantage. I know that sounds crazy to think that they would have the advantage over someone like Diamond Dallas Page and the alpha male, but it's true. They just got so much experience together. Man, forget I just said that. DDP not going to let him have it.
Yeah, out of the corner, trying to make his way across to his side, but the drop pull hold and then the fact that Roode was able to scissor the leg of DDP prevented him from making his way across and putting the tag into the alpha male.
I'll tell you what.
And again, the Canadians are cutting off the ring.
Mike Posey missed. There was a phantom tag right there, and referee Mike Posey missed it. I know it happens from time to time, but you got to be a little bit more aware of that. They almost cost Diamond Dallas Page. Let's see what I'm talking about. Whoa, man, nice shot.
Man, what a landing that was. Desperation jawbreaker first by Page, but then coming off the ropes, he just fell, well, dropped down with that headbutt, and Bobby Roode makes his way over to get the tag into Eric Young, but the alpha male's on fire.
Look at this guy. Man, he just has shots. I mean, it's almost like you look at the alpha male and you think, there's nothing he can't do. There's nothing he can't accomplish.
And in his sights, another shot at the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, whether it be Jeff Jarrett or whether it be Kevin Nash. Overhead release slam, he just tossed him away.
Oh, that's the power we're talking about, the brute force.
Yeah, D'Amore.
Wait a minute.
And then D'Amore distracting the referee.
He's got the Canadian flag there that's connected to the hockey stick, and he just left.
And now Divine in as well. There you see the distraction as we go a little wider. D'Amore's been up there the whole time, confronting referee Mike Posey, and that allows Team Canada to take control.
Well, I'll tell you what, he could see it, and he could see it slowly drifting away from him, and he had it, because you just don't leave Monty Brown out there. I mean, Monty Brown will end this thing in a hurry. He's just 1 pounce away from putting Team Canada out of business.
First and
oh, nice shot.
Rude with the snap suplex. Top rope elbow drop. Follow cover and a 2 count before Monty Brown is able to roll the shoulder.
I'm going to tell you something about Team Canada. Love them or hate them, man. These guys are good. We saw that in one of the greatest tag team matches we've ever seen last month when Team Canada, Eric Young right here, and Bobby Roode took on America's Most Wanted. It's an epic battle. People are still talking about it. So they're not going to be intimidated by these guys.
I think what you're saying is, love them or hate them, and most of us hate them.
Oh, yeah.
They're damn good, and you got to respect them in the ring.
You better believe it. I could have said it better myself. You can see DDP just reaching out,
yeah, extending the arm, trying to get the tag in, trying to get the fresh man in, and he does. There's relief for the alpha male.
I'll tell you what, it's rare that you see alpha male like that out of breath, but Eric Young did a good job of taking the wind out of him. And man, DDP's just like a tornado in there right now.
Discus
just cleaning out.
Then takes down Divine as well.
Man, oh man.
Diamond Dallas Page is feeling it.
Oh, you better believe it. He just needed a little breather. Bam!
Scoop and a slam for Eric Young. Already laid out are Bobby Roode. Johnny Divine's been taken out to the floor. We've seen interference repeated by the Canadians. Oh, man.
That's the problem when you're out there with both guys. Well, you can see Monty Brown says, hey, I'm not going to let it be 2-on-1. I'm coming in at DDP's rescue.
Alpha male, knife edge chops to the chest of Roode. Meanwhile, DDP turns his attention to Eric Young. Ready for a meeting of the minds? Uh-oh, Canadians reverse.
Oh, look at that. No way to counter that. That's DDP and Monty Brown just turned the tables.
That's incredible teamwork from a team that's really barely tagged together.
Oh, you can say that they've done a little film work. They've scouted these guys, and now look at them. They're just rubbing it in. Johnny Divine, look at that. He tried to get involved. D'Amore tried to get involved. These guys are just cleaning house.
DDP sends Young into one turnbuckle. Alpha male takes Bobby Roode, drives him to the other. There goes Young out to the floor. Now, Page and Brown. Look out for the pound.
Holy cow.
Oh, did he
just knocked him all the way out of the ring.
Eric Young gonna go high risk. Look out.
Oh, DDP's not gonna let it happen.
Shook that top rope. Crotched Eric Young up on the top.
Oh, we're gonna look at this.
Diamond cutter off the top. 1, 2, 3.
It's me.
Got a little bit of both worlds. The best of both worlds. The pounce period for Bobby Roode, and then the cutter for Eric Young. And what does that mean? A win for DDP and the alpha male. Let's send it to the office of the Director of Authority, Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, my presence is just so bothersome to you, huh?
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, well, perfection is intimidating.
Not perfection.
Yeah, get used to it.
All right, well, let's find out. Excuse me. Where is the Director of Authority?
Are you talking about the Dream?
Mr. Rhodes, Trinity.
Yes,
yeah,
I am.
The Dream, as I was saying. I think he gave you his answer. Remember, head between your legs, get out of here.
Well, look, did he sign the document or not?
No, and he ain't gonna.
Don't say what I say.
Hey, Dagger, I got your signature right here.
Trinity! God, sit down. Have some class.
I don't need it. I got a perfect, what rhymes with class?
You can feel the sense of anticipation, the level of excitement rising in the Impact Zone because the fans realize it's time for the X Division title match, and let's go to the X Factors. Yes, it's true. Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles have never faced each other in TNA, but the two have squared off earlier in their careers. In fact, Daniels credited with establishing Styles. You could narrow it down to the signature moves, AJ's Clash and Daniels' Wings, but this may come down to more than one big finisher because you may need more than one pin or submission. Biggest X factor of all, Iron Man stipulation. Tonight, it's not about weight limits, it's about time limits. We touched on their pre-TNA history and the X Factor bullet points. But for Christopher Daniels, his match back in 2001 against AJ Styles at the NWA's 53rd anniversary event still haunts him 4 years later. Consensus opinion of many wrestling experts is that Daniels put Styles on the wrestling map that night. Since then, AJ's done it all. The poster boy for TNA, in the words of Daniels. But tonight, Daniels has the chance to use that rage and jealousy against Styles.
Think about it, Mike. He has waited for this opportunity from the day he entered TNA. A chance to not only be X Division champ, a chance to beat this man right here for the title. The first time these two have ever locked up for the X Division title. And think about it. Mano a mano, one-on-one, but AJ Styles has held this belt 4 times. He's won it every way imaginable.
No matter how Daniels spins it, there's no denying the phenomenal list of accomplishments for AJ Styles. Not just the only Triple Crown winner in TNA history, as NWA Tag Champ, NWA World Champ, and of course X Division Champion, but also voted Mr. TNA 2003 and 2004 by the most important critics of all. You, ladies and gentlemen, you, the TNA viewers, the TNA fans, at our website, TNAWrestling.com. All of these claims by Daniels about favoritism from Dusty Rhodes, these claims about protection by TNA management, they ring hollow to me because now, Don, all the talking, all the posturing, it's history. It's time to prove who's the best. What better way to do that than a 30-minute Iron Man match?
Think about it, Mike, because I'm listening to you going over all of AJ's accomplishments. He's not only done everything in TNA, including win Mr. TNA, he's done them all twice. Heavyweight Championship, Tag Team Championships, X Division Championships 4 times. The guy's just good. Has it ever occurred to Christopher Daniels that he's just good?
This is the chance here for Daniels to prove to the world that he can really fuel that jealousy that he has. He can prove the claim that he is the most talented man in the X Division, and at the same time, he could become X Division champion for the first time.
Mike, I gotta ask you, what is the strategy here? Because you have no choice. You've gotta go 30 minutes. Most pinfalls or submissions in that time period wins this match. So how do you pace yourself? Obviously, these guys aren't worried about pacing themselves. They came out like Hagler and Hearns, the way they come out at each other. What is the strategy?
Well, you know, Daniels told us on Impact he would have absolutely no problem going the 30 minutes of the Iron Man rules. But Don, I think at the same time, the mental aspect of this match, it tells me that it would be so important to get that first fall, to prove something to your opponent. And really, at that time, once you go up 1-0, then you can change your strategy. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the first fall in this match.
Just think if you could be lucky enough to get like a 2-fall edge or a 3-fall edge, then I think you almost have to go into kind of a stall. I mean, the X Division title on the line. Wow, that was almost number 1 right there. AJ's got him!
Rolls through and gets just a 2 count from referee Thomas. Another quick roll up by Styles and yet another 2 count.
I'll tell you what, I know how you think of AJ Styles. I know how I think of AJ Styles. You cannot do anything but respect him, but we also have an incredible respect for the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels. This guy is one phenomenal athlete. I've always called him the greatest athlete that's not won the X Division. And this is his chance finally. He might fight a little dirty sometimes, but I'll tell you something. He is so good, he's so crisp, he's so clean and fluid.
And so smart.
Thank you.
Daniels in his early 30s, 12 years as a pro. Styles in his mid-
Oh my God, AJ!
I was just going to mention that Daniels has twice the experience of Styles, and right in mid-sentence, AJ unleashes one of the fiercest drop kicks I've seen.
Boy, he just didn't hold out at all. Oh, look at this, AJ! Right off of him, a ring apron. Hurricane Rana's him into the concrete floor.
Comes running right off the apron, darts off in one move, hits the Hurricane Rana on Daniels.
Oh, that was unbelievable. We gotta see that again. Well, if we have a chance, I don't know if these guys are gonna give us much opportunity for replays.
Yeah, we don't want to miss something important live, guys, on the truck. Let's see what happens here. Exchange of chops on the arena floor.
Ooh, nice elbow right there by Daniels and a follow-up one by Styles.
Oh, what a forearm shot that was. Stiff shots from both champion and challenger.
We see this thing culminating the entire month. Every time on Impact, these two, they couldn't keep their hands off each other. And obviously the hatred that Christopher Daniels feels for AJ, he feels that AJ gets favoritism. The reason that he feels that way, or the reason that people see it that way, is because AJ is so good. He wins so often. He's held so many titles. Well, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and that's what the Fallen Angels got to do tonight. Oh, nice flip.
Deep arm drag by the X Division champion Styles. Opportunity here to neutralize the challenger. At the same time, catch your breath and formulate strategy. But what have we said about AJ through the years, Don? Is there anyone better at reacting instinctively on their feet?
No, I'll tell you what, it's amazing. We'll see him do some things that you feel like he's done. He's down and out, and all of a sudden, he'll find a way to turn the momentum, turn the tide, and nobody sees it happening, as you see right here. They are just going back and forth and back and forth.
Side head scissors applied by Daniels, using his leg strength.
Look how he's smacking his leg right there to apply a little bit more pressure down there onto the neck.
You would think long term, it would really be to your advantage.
Did you see that by AJ?
I did. Springs up to his feet and answers with an arm drag. You would think that one of your strategies has to be to try and take the wind away from your opponent in a match that's scheduled for 30 minutes, Don. Once this thing gets past the 20-minute mark, and again, this is Iron Man rules. 30-minute time limit, bottom line, most falls in that 30 minutes. Walks away the champion as you see the clock back on the screen as we go under 25 minutes.
Think about the action we've already seen, and it's only been 5 minutes. These guys have got to go 30, and there's not been a pinfall yet. You mentioned it earlier, Mike. Somebody needs to get one quickly, because that just gives you such a great advantage. It starts to get into the mind of the other one, too, if the time's running out. But there's still plenty of time. You've got to pick your spots. You don't want to go for something and miss it and give a pin to the other guy.
It's really something you have to think about in terms of using a high-risk move. Because if you do not connect on a move, and you're right, if you give your opponent a pin or a submission win, you're really behind it right from the start, down 1 zip.
The last thing you want to do is give up a pin on a quick roll-up, somewhere they just catch you off guard. But these guys are so good, it's just hard to believe that can happen.
Parrot kicks to the side of the head by Styles.
Ooh, right to the back. Oh, look at this.
Drilling in with another kick and then goes right back for the cover. And this is very wise strategy by Styles. Why not go for that pin?
Oh, he's gone for 3 of them right in a row. He feels like one of these he might get. One of these is going to stick. I mean, Daniels has got to be concentrating on making sure he keeps getting that shoulder up. And look at what AJ's doing, pulling on the arm, just taking the arm and pulling it out of the shoulder socket right there.
Yeah, trying to hyperextend the elbow at the same time as well as work on the shoulder. Armbar applied here by Styles.
I mean, think about what AJ's doing. It's a smart move. I mean, who's going to go 30 minutes if their shoulders separated? I mean, that's not a bad strategy.
Daniels fights out of the hammerlock, series of elbows. Oh, what a forearm smash, but you can see him favoring the arm.
Yep, he sure did. He took that shoulder and, man, he just yanked on it. It cost him right there. He's going to have to figure out a way to block that out. You can see him. Man, he is. He's grabbing that elbow.
Another arm drag by Styles sends Daniels out to the floor. Watch AJ fly.
Here he comes. Oh, he goes through. He went right through the ropes and just kicks him and nails him right into the concrete floor. Unreal.
Another stiff drop kick by Styles right into the face of Daniels.
What's he going to do right here?
Got from the top.
Oh.
Rethinks things.
Well, if it doesn't work, you just don't do it. Oh, man.
Maybe on second thought you do.
I'll tell you what, it was almost like Daniels was daring him. Just daring him, and AJ said, all right, I'll do it anyway. Let's see if we can see that again, how high he gets up right here. And he's coming down from so high that you knew, no matter what, it was going to cost Daniels.
Watch the spring, quickly to the top, and then look at the contact. Well, you're right, he moved way up into the lights, and then hit him with the cross body block.
I think it could almost look like Daniels was going to try to catch him and fling him back. And at the last moment, AJ just kind of gave that little elbow a little flip.
Oh, we're back live.
Oh,
man, did you see what happened there? Did you see that? AJ was going to go for a slingshot or springboard move, I'm not sure which. But Daniels positioned the referee, Andrew Thomas, in his path. At that time, Styles had to rethink the move. And that momentary delay and distraction allowed Daniels to do the punishment.
Well, that's what we're talking about. We talked about how AJ thinks on his feet. Obviously, Christopher Daniels has that same ability. And now, when he shot him into that rail, now you see AJ is reeling. AJ's mind is cloudy right here, and Christopher Daniels is going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, notice the strategy here that we're seeing
the
by
elbow.
Daniels.
Look at the elbow,
He's
though.
favoring it. But did you notice what he was working on? The ribs and the midsection of Styles.
Ooh,
And
yeah,
right
there it
back
is
to
again.
Really double effect when you work on the ribs of AJ. Number one, you take away his win, and number two, you might set him up for the Angels' wings.
Oh, look at that. And there he is, applying the pressure again. My good call. As that's exactly what he's doing. He's focusing on that. And, I mean, it's good strategy. AJ did it, working on the elbow. He's doing it, working on the ribs. You got 30 minutes out there. You got to figure out a way to get the advantage in your favor.
First, it was the shoulder blocks in the corner. Then the series of knees to the chest. Measures Styles and drills him right in the back. Big clubbing blow.
Well, you can get the ribs on the backside, too. Think about it. Just wanting to get him bruised on every side of his body right here. Oh, look at that. Just
see there, he opens him up. It's so easy for him to drive that knee into the ribs as we approach the 20-minute mark. What a knee to the midsection that
this
time.
is exactly what Christopher Daniels needed, and you can see AJ. I mean, think about it. We're just caught up in this match, but they've just gone 10 minutes right there. And they've got 20 more to go.
2 and no.
I mean, the last time these two were in the ring together here at TNA, it was a 10-minute match where Christopher Daniels challenged him.
Well, you're right, Don. It was on that Impact broadcast. He got into the mind of AJ.
And remember how tired they were after that? They've got to do that like 2 more times.
Daniels survived that 10-minute match and was able to get this title shot from the Director of Authority, Dusty Rhodes. But look at the landing. Where did he land? Right on those ribs.
Yes, he did. And I'm going to tell you something. The wind has got to be out of him when your ribs are hurting like that. And who knows, they might be cracked. Definitely bruised. Every time you breathe, as he nails his shoulder right into him again. Every time you breathe, it's like a knife going through your body.
How many times have you heard athletes and wrestlers talk about that fact? Just trying to compete with a broken rib. Off the ropes, Daniels cover, no.
The only thing that saved AJ Styles that time was that Daniels didn't catch the ropes clean, because he would have got a pin right there, because he'd have had a lot more force and a lot more momentum. AJ's got to consider himself lucky.
Daniels cranking on the neck of AJ while at the same time having his knee positioned across his stomach and across his ribs. AJ going to try and get back up to a vertical base. He gets up to one knee, met by a knee from Daniels. Champion shot off into the ropes.
Ooh, nice kick right there by AJ. Oh, that's what you do. I'll tell you something, Daniels was in such control. It was almost just, he felt like, is AJ going to be able to turn this around? And man, he just did.
The telegraph of the back body drop by Daniels, it really hurt him because it enabled Styles to connect first with the kick and then with the clothesline as we take another look.
Look at that, there he sets him up with the kick, and now wham, wow, just sets him right down to the mat, and I mean, that was vicious. Think about the force of Daniels' head hitting the mat. Look at that! Now AJ Styles has just showed him the repertoire.
Spin kick connects. AJ trying to catch his breath off the ropes. Springs off the middle of the back
look how
and
good he is.
Drops him down, inverted DDT. Here's the pin attempt. Here's 2 and no! Still no falls in the match, Don.
You know, think about it. I didn't know how this was going to go. I thought there might be 5 or 6 right there as we think about the time that's remaining. There's got to be about, what, 17 minutes?
In that neighborhood, I would think 17, 18 minutes.
Left
elevated suplex here. Oh, man! Dropped him down. Pin. Legs hook. 2 and no.
Did he get it? No.
Powered out. Daniels used his leg strength that time. Dug down deep and powered out at 2.
I'll tell you something there. 13 minutes these guys have already gone. And I don't think these two have ever been in a match, well, ever been in more than a couple matches that have gone over 13 minutes without one of them winning with a pin. And neither one of them has gotten a pin on the other one.
Forearm shot by Daniels, but Styles.
Oh, man, what a shot by AJ.
Answers with a backdrop suplex. AJ still trying to regroup here, though. Doesn't even go for a pin attempt. He's been worn down from all of the offensive attack directed towards the ribs by the Fallen Angel.
Think about this. AJ's in pain every time he breathes. Christopher Daniels has that elbow. Every time he uses it, he has to feel the twinge in that.
It's all about proving that you are the Iron Man.
Good point.
Because you can survive and thrive in a 30-minute time limit match.
Oh, what a shot right there by Daniels, and he gives him another one.
AJ, precarious position up on top. Can he follow up those forearms by trying to superplex him back in?
Think about that. You're also trying to get your balance up there. You've already been going for 14 minutes or whatnot, and it's hard to keep your balance. That's why we've seen them slip. But AJ's got his balance there. Oh! And did Daniels get the knees up? Yes, he did.
And where did he connect?
Right into the rib.
AJ goes top rope 450. But Daniels was prepared, and
there it is!
Angel's wings! Could this be it? Rolls him over, Styles fights through.
2, he's got one!
He did it, he got the first fall. Now think, Don, think how this mentally affects Styles as we see the scoreboard at the bottom of the screen illustrating that Daniels takes a 1-0 lead. Let's take another look at the first fall, Don.
Look at that, and there he gets the knees up just in time, and that allowed him to hit the Angel's wings right here, and oh, was that vicious? As he spins him over right now, and oh man, Daniels almost got a second pin right there.
Yeah, now as we come back live,
we need to see the clock right here to see where we're at.
Think of the strategy involved in this match, Don.
There
as
it
we
is.
see the clock winding down to the halfway point as we approach 15 minutes left.
Think about this, we've only gone halfway through this match.
But the strategies of the wrestlers change here, Don, because I think so. Mentally, I think Daniels, his confidence level rises. AJ, at the same time, you can't go into desperation mode yet, but you have to realize that you're down 1-0.
Well, think about this too, Mike. If Christopher Daniels finds a way to go up 2-0, then it's going to start playing into the mind of AJ Styles, because he can't just worry about getting 1 to tie. He's got to get 2 to tie and 3 to win. And I don't know that anybody can do that right now with the way these guys are going.
Boy, a 2-fall lead under these circumstances, it might be insurmountable with the clock winding down as we approach the 14-minute mark.
I'm going to tell you, it wouldn't surprise me right now to see Christopher Daniels take advantage every chance he can to get to burn off some clock. Oh, the ribs have just got to be wore out by AJ.
Unique move by Daniels. He points, obviously, to where his wristwatch would be, knowing that the time is winding down. Pin attempt and another near fall, another 2 count for the challenger.
AJ Styles fights it off, and I'll tell you something, as we've gone through 14 minutes of this match.
How about 16?
I'm sorry, 16 minutes of this match, 14 to go.
And now shot off into the Daniels,
nice
able to land on his feet.
Oh, but AJ gets a hold of him.
Elevated him with a back body drop.
AJ has got to get a pin. He's got to tie things up here. If he does, it will completely change his strategy. But look at this, he can't even breathe. Oh, look at the counter right there. I'm telling you, Daniels pulling on the neck, pulling on the ribs. I mean, look at it. Extending him back.
It's a basic move, the abdominal stretch, but you add into the fact that he's cranking on the neck of Styles, and at the same time, think of the pain that's been inflicted on the ribs of the champion to this point, and it makes a move like the abdominal stretch doubly or triply effective.
And think about this, if he can get AJ Styles to submit right here, he takes a 2-0 lead.
And that
look at this.
That would be an uphill mountain for the champ to climb. Repeated shots out of the abdominal stretch into the exposed ribs of Styles.
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to give it to Daniels yet because we know what AJ Styles can do. We've seen it so many times. But let me tell you something, the time is ticking away. You don't get a chance to call a timeout here.
Hip toss takeover by Styles.
Oh, it's amazing that he can even find the strength to do that,
You
Mike.
can see it hurt him, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Just using that effort.
Oh, nice one right there by Daniels. Everything these guys are doing right now hurts.
Dropped him. Rips
One,
across the
two.
ropes and
Did he
no.
get it? No.
Nope, just 2.
Oh, you can see Daniels knows what that would have meant. 18 minutes, he's gone through this. He's got a 1-0 lead. 12 minutes to go.
The strategy employed by the challenger, the fallen angel Christopher Daniels, it's been picture perfect to this point. And you saw Daniels look up at the big screen here on one of the sides of the impact zone and realizes that we are under 12 minutes in this 30-minute Iron Man match. Most falls wins. Daniels up 1 zip and again elevates him, drops him down, knee right into the ribs and the pin, and no.
I'll tell you what, it's just relentless. He's going for those ribs every single time. He's not only just trying to beat AJ Styles, he's trying to put him out of TNA. He's trying to keep him from being back in that ring for months, because I'm going to tell you something. If the damage is as extensive as it looks on AJ's face, there's no telling what's happening out there.
Styles lands on his...
No, you got to be kidding.
Handspring, back elbow connects.
Then again, AJ Styles does the unthinkable. When was the last time we saw him do that?
Boy, what a move that was. I don't know, but we're going to get another look at it.
Look at this. Oh, man.
Right on target, too.
And no way Daniels could see it coming.
Daniels, however, first man up to his feet.
Oh.
AJ fighting it off.
Ooh, nice kick, because he's going to have to just get some fire.
That one rocked him.
It did.
The first 2 shocked him to the legs, but then that one to the side of the head.
No, right on the
Oh,
knee.
my God.
This is his chance. You got to turn around and pin him if you want to tie it up.
Here he goes.
One,
count 2.
No, he fights it off.
Wow. The challenger came to against all odds, more prepared, Don, than I think we've ever seen anyone in an X Division Challengers Roll springboard.
Oh, man, and he came off the ropes right there.
Way
no
across
wonder
the
he
ring.
can keep his balance.
Flying forearm leads to
1, 2. No! Daniels just able to get the shoulder up.
What does the clock say? We're approaching the final 1/3 of this match. JB's going to announce it as we go under 10 minutes in the Iron Man X Division title bout.
Oh, man, the crowd now sensing that something is about to happen right here. Christopher Daniels, somebody that everybody's talked about how good he is, how talented he is, but there's only been one thing in his way, and that's the phenomenal AJ Styles.
We saw this move earlier by Styles. Now Daniels connects and gets
2.
through and...
No, Daniels not able to get the pin
would
right
that
there.
have been big?
Oh,
Could you imagine
now.
inside 10 minutes to go up 2-zip? Daniels in the lead. 1 fall to none.
What is going through their minds right now?
I'm thinking that AJ at this point has got to be almost on the verge of pulling out all the stops.
Well, that was unreal. That's it. 2. He's going to... Oh, AJ able to kick out. Did you see him get that shoulder up? No way.
That great move by Daniels, that Blue Thunder driver as he drove him down into the power bomb. But no, AJ able to avoid the pin and kick out at 2 as we're under 9 minutes. Suplex attempt by Daniels, blocked by Styles. He won't let him take him over. As much as Daniels tries to power him over, AJ instead answers, but Daniels lands on his feet miraculously.
And gives him a nice back shot. Oh, he hit him with the Pele! Out of nowhere, the Pele! How does he even got the strength to do it?
Daniels is knocked out, but AJ at the same time, he connected with the desperation.
We gotta see
move,
that!
But he's unable to regroup and go for the pin. And, oh, that may be a big part of this match.
Watch this, there's just no way! Is that a thing of beauty or what?
You can watch,
wow.
You can watch tapes, you can plan, you can strategize all you want, but when AJ pulls out a move like that out of nowhere, it's almost impossible to defend it. Mid-ring forearm shot by Styles, and then another one.
You just never see it coming.
We're under 8
minutes.
Look
at this! Look at, he's got desperation here! He's got to get a pin!
Rapid fire forearm shots by Styles. Has Daniels down to a knee. AJ off the ropes. Gonna take him out.
Oh!
Dropped him down out of the fireman's carry.
A lot of people, I think, thought this thing might be like 6-5 or 5-4. Can you imagine there's only been 1 pin in this match?
Is he gonna go for the BME?
Oh, he's going for the best moonsault moonsault ever, and he fucking land on his feet. You gotta be kidding. Oh,
German suplex by Styles, maintains his grip, takes him up. Daniels lands on his feet again.
I'll tell you
Shot
what.
to the back, and
If you're not impressed with both of these great athletes, then you don't have a soul. Oh, nice kick right there by AJ. Oh, and he hits it with the Angel's Wave.
he just used his own move. Can he beat him with his own move?
2. No, he get it up.
No, was it 2?
2, he didn't get it. Come on. That was 3, and the crowd watched 3.
How much closer can you get? He was on the verge of beating Daniels with his own Angel's Wings finisher.
Oh, man. Well, that's what you got to do, though. You scout the other guy. You know everything about him.
And if that wasn't 3, it was 2 and 9/10.
I don't know on that.
Crowd at the Impact Zone.
I give Andrew Thomas
on their
credit.
feet. Many people here standing out of, I think, appreciation for these 2 incredible athletes who are putting it all on the line.
He's gonna try to get a Styles clash. Oh! No way, Daniel's not gonna let him do it.
Maybe Styles really there shouldn't have postured and played to the crowd with the Styles clash, because that enabled Daniels to just drive him right into the corner turnbuckles.
Oh, AJ's hurting. He's got no win.
And Don, we're approaching 6 minutes.
Look at AJ!
Roll up. This
Here,
could be the
1,
tie-up.
2. AJ just tied it up.
He just did it. 1 fall apiece as we go under 6 minutes. Wow.
Unbelievable. Now that changes everything.
Whole complexion of the match changes at this point.
Look at Daniels. He's thinking, come on, I got it up.
Oh, did
man.
you hear that?
Oh, he just knocked him right through the ropes.
The impact of that shot to the back by Daniels. It sent Styles flying, and he went all the way out to the floor.
As we see 5 minutes left in the match. A little over 5 minutes.
Daniels now drops down as well, headed over to the broadcast table. Wait a minute.
What's he doing? He's right here.
He's got the X Division title belt.
There's
That's
5
AJ's
minutes
belt.
left.
He said, that's my belt.
Oh
my
man.
God! He went head first right into the steel.
Oh, he just creamed him into there. And you can see the 10-second count. He gets back into the ring.
Oh, look at, I don't know if we can get a close-up of this, but I think AJ's been busted. He's been busted wide open. Look at his forehead.
There it is.
He threw him head first right into the steel. Unprotected steel.
He sure did. He caught him, and he caught right onto the corner of that pole.
And he split him wide open.
Oh, folks, this is just taking another twist. AJ Styles is dizzy. He's reeling. Daniels has got to get him back in that ring.
And we're approaching the 4.5-minute mark of this
look
Iron
at
Man
that.
rules match as the blood flows down the face of the X Division champ.
Take the little children out of the room, folks. This has just gotten bloody.
Daniels realizes that you can't beat him out on the floor. You got to get him back into the ring and get the pin.
Oh, he knows it. He knows how close it is. AJ Styles just had his bell rung. He's completely discombobulated. I mean, he doesn't even know where he is.
And we go under 4 minutes. Pin attempt. One, here's 2.
Oh, somehow he gets a
How did he do it?
up. No, I don't know.
Did you see?
Oh, look at this. Just smacking him right there where he busted him open.
Shot after shot to the top of the head. The challenger, Christopher Daniels, in a 1-1 situation, tied with AJ Styles. The X Division title goes to the winner of this Iron Man match. Whoever gets the most falls in the 30 minutes. The headbutt, again, right into the open wound.
3 minutes and 24 seconds,
God.
and he just headbutts him one after another. Oh, he knows he's got him where he wants him, but he better be careful of the clock.
The repeated offensive attack to the ribs, it winded Styles early, but now the loss of blood is something we have to take into consideration as well.
Oh, I've respected everything that Christopher Daniels has done in this match. I really have. These guys have been warriors, but I just think that's a little cheap right now.
Under 3 minutes, Don.
Look at that, licking his, see that?
He used a closed fist. He drove it right into the open wound, and then he licked the blood off of his knuckles.
Well, there's no way referee Andrew Thomas is going to disqualify him after 27.5 minutes. There's just no way.
Let them decide it. Let the two wrestlers decide it. Let's not have a referee call for a disqualification. AJ in trouble, barely able to stand.
Oh, look at, you see that? He just was, he was.
STO leads to
it.
Just
did he get it?
No, only two.
How did AJ kick out of that?
I'm not sure.
He looked like a deer caught in the headlights when Daniels hit him. That was instinct. That was just gut reaction.
AJ has to use the ring ropes even to get up to his feet at this point.
Oh, man, vicious
headbutt. That was the word I was using at the same time. As we go under 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes remain.
He's just trying to knock the life out of him so he can get a quick pin. Oh, Christopher Daniels in total control. There it is.
Pin,
1, 2.
No!
Oh, man.
Every time that he headbutts AJ, the blood just flies all over the ring.
I mean, AJ's got to hang on any way that he can. And look at that, he's just bleeding like a stuck pig.
And Daniels, as we go under a minute and a half.
Think about this. What if the referee
stops? He's going to go for Angel's wings here.
Oh, he's got to. Wait a minute. What's he trying? Oh, yes, he is.
Angel's wings attempt.
Oh, look at AJ.
AJ's out. He can't even bring him up to his feet.
AJ's fighting for everything he's got right here. He knows that he's got to hold on. AJ knows he's not going to get a pin here.
We're under a minute.
He's got, oh, wait a minute. Look at this. As he starts fighting back.
Forearms leads to punches. Right hands to the head. AJ off the ropes.
Oh, what a shot by, here it is.
Oh no! He's got him hooked in the clutch! The Koji clutch! The many years that Daniels has spent in Japan! A move that was originated by the Japanese wrestler Koji Kanemoto!
And the blood's spurting out even more!
It's a variation of the sleeper! It's a sleeper type move, Don! It takes away your win, but you can see the blood squirting out! We're under 15 seconds!
Can he hold on?
AJ!
12 seconds! 10!
Fight
9!
AJ!
8! Look at this! 5! 4! 3! 2!
Is AJ out?
1!
What do we got here?
What's going on?
Well, it's one fall apiece, Don. You see referee Thomas says no.
Well, Daniels is claiming that it's got to be submission right there.
AJ didn't tap. That's what referee Thomas is saying.
Well, but if you're going to make a decision, what other decision can you make?
Well, what are we going to do here? What do we have? I guess we have a draw. It's a title and a draw. That's it.
No!
One fall apiece. And in a draw, the title goes back to the champion,
Dusty
AJ.
Rhodes, I want sudden death. I had AJ Styles beat.
He's calling out the director of authority.
Dusty, don't protect AJ anymore. You want to see sudden death?
Oh!
Well, you got it. Sudden death it is.
I think that's unanimous. Turn him loose, Dream.
I'll tell you what, we might see death, period. AJ Styles is dead on his feet. But you gotta respect Dusty Rhodes.
Guys in the truck, there's no need to put up a clock. It's sudden death. Next fall wins it. Next fall, whoever scores it walks out of the impact zone and walks out of Against All Odds as the X Division champ.
Think about it, AJ had to figure it was over. He had to figure a draw stayed to the champion. He had to figure he did everything he could because Daniels didn't take the title from him. And now he's out there defenseless. It's over. No, it isn't. Kicks out. Unbelievable.
Don't ever count out the phenomenal AJ Styles. No matter how much he's been weakened by the attack to the ribs, by the high impact moves, and by the loss of blood, AJ's still fighting through.
Oh, I'll tell you what, this is all Daniels, though. AJ is just dead on his feet. I know I just said that a minute ago, but I don't know any other way to describe it. He can't even keep his balance on the ropes. He's lost blood. His ribs have got to be absolutely like mush. And look at Daniels.
High risk position. And
oh, AJ, what a counter!
He went for the Hurricane Rana from the top of Super Hurricane.
And then he hits it.
AJ instead, quick roll up.
Is he going for the clash?
If he's got enough strength, if he's got enough power, dig down deep.
There he goes. Where he hits it.
Styles
no way.
Roll over and pin him.
1, 2, AJ's got it!
How about that?
Superhuman effort! That was a superhuman effort! There is no way. I think Daniels got a little greedy. He got a little greedy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we said it at Victory Road. We said it at Turning Point. We said it in Final Resolution that TNA raises the bar for these Sunday 3-hour mega pay-per-view events. And damn it, we did it again.
The most unbelievable thing I've ever seen.
We've got a camera outside the locker room of Jeff Jarrett, the NWA champ. But guys, if we can in the truck, let's keep it here. Let's keep it. Let's appreciate what these fans are seeing. AJ, the X Division champ. And now let's go to that camera outside Jeff Jarrett's locker room.
Daggert?
Yeah, boss.
Did you get it done?
I couldn't make it happen. I tried everything.
Couldn't make it happen, huh?
No. I'm sorry.
I guess I have to take matters into my own hands. By any means necessary.
Check this shot out, Don.
They're warriors. They're warriors, both of them. Unbelievable.
Both men. The appreciation from this incredible crowd here at the Impact Zone. For both Styles and Daniels, now let's preview the NWA World's Title match.
Bedlam in the ring to get Jeff Jarrett for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
You talk about breaking down the Impact Zone. That's exactly what's happened here. And check this out. Face to face, nose to nose, Kevin Nash and Jeff Jarrett.
Kevin, you did it to Hunter and Shaw 10 years ago. You screwed everybody in WCW. You ain't This Is My World. It's plain jig. I'm telling you, Nash, get your head in the game.
I think about this belt 24/7. How to defend it, how to hold on to it.
The odds are definitely against him. I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm in the best shape of my life. With that belt comes money.
We're supposed to be the kings of wrestling. And Jeff, you are the self-proclaimed king of the mountain. What's that make Kev? Your queen?
If the shoe fits, wear it.
The only thing you gotta worry about this size 16 is maybe I stick it up your ass.
Jeff, just go to the 13th.
I'm not gonna downplay him in any form or fashion. Jeff Jarrett's had that belt since May.
Being the very best at what I do, night in and night out.
I know what his strengths are, I know what his weaknesses are.
I've absorbed every amount of punishment that my opponent can dish out.
Punishment that I'm gonna lay out, he will not be able to survive.
Well, his track record speaks for itself. I can take punishment, and I can come away unscathed. I think he's got the operations and the scars to prove that he can't.
I'm gonna get that gold. I'm gonna take it home around my waist. My wife loves gold.
I'm gonna hold on to this belt by any means necessary.
If Jeff Jarrett uses the guitar in this match against Kevin Nash for the World Heavyweight title, he will be disqualified and will lose the title if he uses the guitar.
You said this belt only meant more money to you? Well, you know what it means to me? It's my life. It's what makes blood pump through my body. It's my passion.
Yeah, I've got other things going on in my life, but I can always take some more money.
I'm hurting you over principle. Welcome to the end of your career.
Big Monster is in the greatest shape of his career. He's ready for this match against World Heavyweight Champion Jeff Jarrett. And I can say this now that he's getting his massage.
I'll see you against Dawn, Nash. I'll see you.
I'm going to hold on to this belt by any means necessary.
We're back live in the Impact Zone, and we are ready for the main event of the evening and against all odds for the NWA World's Heavyweight title. Don, let's take a look at the raw numbers here, the tail of the tape. What a height advantage for Nash, as well as weight, slight experience edge for the champion Jeff Jarrett. To the bullet points, The challenger Nash has made it very clear he sees winning the title as his chance to become the highest paid guy in TNA. The champ Jarrett, he claims Nash's head is in Hollywood. Jarrett, totally consumed, he'll do anything to maintain possession of the title. The DOA feels that he's taken away one of Jarrett's most important weapons, the guitar shot. Use it and lose it. Use the guitar, lose the title. No less an authority than our broadcast colleague, the franchise Shane Douglas, who has been monitoring the every move of the challenger Kevin Nash in recent weeks. He tells us he's never seen him more intense, he's never seen him more serious about a match than this one, Don.
Well, you could just tell by the attitude as he walks down the ramp. And I'm going to tell you something. This crowd stood to their feet. They are 98% in Kevin Nash's corner.
From the cardio workouts to the in-ring training, this is a dedicated Kevin Nash. He's intent on adding the NWA title to a resume that already includes the WWE and the WCW championship belts. That opportunity is now, but standing in his way is the champ.
I'll tell you something, when you look at the tail of the tape, you say to yourself, how can Jeff Jarrett go against those odds? Outweighed by what, 50, 60 pounds? Kevin Nash, 7 foot tall, but I'll tell you how. This guy's resilient. You don't hold the title as long as he's held it without knowing how to win.
Whether you support him or whether you despise him, in Jeff Jarrett, you're looking at a true world champion. He's not a company champion, but the definition of NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Title defenses in the United States, Mexico, Japan, New Zealand, Australia, Puerto Rico, most recently Korea. He became the King of the Mountain on June the 2nd, 2004. He won the NWA title for a third time. This current reign, Don, now in excess of 8 months, is a TNA record, the longest of any champion in TNA history. And that's quite an accomplishment when you have the top stars in our profession always gunning at you.
Look at
always
the look
trying
right
to knock
there.
you from the top.
Look at the look right there, Mike. I didn't mean to cut in.
Okay.
It just hit me staring. He's just got that look of determination. That fire that we haven't seen in Kevin Nash since he arrived here at NWA TNA.
Let's send it to JB for the introduction of our main event for the world's title. Take it, JB.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. As Total Nonstop Action Wrestling presents your Against All Odds main event of the evening. Scheduled for one fall and is for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the world. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA senior official, Mr. Rudy Charles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida, introducing your participants in the main event. First of all, standing to the corner to my left, weighing in at 295 pounds, he is the #1 contender for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the world from Detroit, Michigan. This is Big Sexy Kevin Nash. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing in the corner to my right. He weighed in this morning at 238 pounds. He is the current reigning and defending NWA Heavyweight Champion of the world from Nashville, Tennessee. He is the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett.
when it comes to match strategy for this NWA World Heavyweight Championship showdown. I think you can really expect the obvious. Kevin Nash, he's going to look to use that size, that power edge that he has. But as Jarrett says, 7-footer or not, they're all the same size when they're on their backs. And of course, Jarrett is going to look to work on Nash's weakness, Don, and that's his knees.
Oh, absolutely. How many surgeries has he had on those knees through the years, Mike?
14 total.
14 surgeries. And that, when you think about that, Jeff Jarrett knows something. He knows that he is so much more agile. He knows that he can use the entire ring. Nash is going to have to get that ring smaller and smaller. He's got to get Jarrett in his grasp, in his clutch, or Jarrett's going to wear him out.
And again, you would think that the longer that this match goes, maybe once we get past the 10 or 12 minute mark, the advantage would go to Jarrett.
I'll tell you one thing, though, when you look at Kevin Nash and you look at his size and you look at the gleam in his eye, it might take just one giant choke slam or just one, if he can get a hold of him and use everything that God gave him, and that's that size and power, he can end this thing in one shot.
And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Opportunity to exploit that size, that power, that weight advantage. And when it comes to Kevin Nash, he's going to look to brawl. He's not going to look to try and out-wrestle scientifically Jeff Jarrett. Back elbow missed. Takes Jarrett up and over. Now Jarrett going to try and shoot him off into the ropes. Smart move by Nash.
Oh,
that top steel cable.
Absolutely right there. And nice elbow right there by Nash. He just kind of goaded Jarrett in. And that's the thing. Jarrett's is using his speed. Jarrett's just trying to kind of make him dizzy right there. But what Nash has done is he's placed himself there in the center of the ring so that he's not having to work as hard. And that's what I'm talking about. Using that size and strength right there.
Took the champion out of the corner and just tossed him 3/4 of the way across the six-sided ring, and then follows up with that familiar knee shot right into the midsection, sets him up in the corner, and again drives the knee in the leg into the stomach and into the ribs of Jarrett.
You know what amazes me about Nash is I know he's 7 foot tall, 295, but he looks bigger. He's just so intimidating. I mean, he looks like he weighs 350 of pure muscle. I mean, look at that. You can tell he's been working out. You can tell the shape that he's in, and now he's just taking it to Jarrett, knocking the air out of him.
Follows up the knees with repeated elbows, and then big right hands to the side of the head of the champion.
Oh, look at right there, the extension that he can get on that foot. Oh, man.
Another familiar move from the challenger. You're right, using those long legs, and how long did this take? Well, maybe 2-3 minutes into the match.
Right into the knee, and that's exactly what he was going to do. He's got to chop that tree down. He's got to bring him to his size. And again, Kevin Nash took his eye off the prize for 1 second. The referee got in there, told him to remove his foot. Jarrett right away took advantage of it.
He has the leg of Nash wrapped around the ring ropes, and that enables Jarrett to just reel off right hand after right hand to the head.
Well, we've seen Nash blow those knees right out in this ring. You just have no idea. Jeff Jarrett's going to do everything that he can to end this. And whoa! Nash not ready to give in yet. I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see how much punishment his knees can take. Oh, that's how you do it right there.
Connects with the clothesline. That sends Jarrett down to the floor at the impact zone, and the big man's going to follow up. Nash drops down to the floor.
Oh, what a shot right there.
Rocked him with a big right hand. Action spills outside the ring.
Oh, no, he's got it right up here.
Down, right by the bracket.
Oh, right onto the
table. He dropped him down on the title belt, too.
Right onto the belt right there as Nash showing his strength. Just picked him up like a rag doll and threw him right down on the table.
We said that he would exploit that size, that power advantage, and that's exactly what he's done, and follows up with an elbow to the top of the head.
I'll tell you what, a vicious elbow when you're coming down from that kind of an angle. When you've got so much height advantage, it's just that much more torque, that much more force.
Jarrett takes advantage of Nash slowly making his way back in through the ring ropes, caught him off guard, right-handed, and follows up with several more.
Right hand shot right there by Jarrett, and Nash goes down. Oh, nice shot again by Jarrett. Jarrett's been working. We've been talking about how dedicated Nash is. You know and I know that nobody takes this more seriously than Jeff Jarrett. And look at this. And he's not even working on the knees. He's showing everybody he can bring him down right there with the headshot.
What we're really seeing here, Jarrett using strategy that we expected from Nash. We talked about Nash being the brawler, not the scientific wrestler. And we see Jarrett take control of this match, and momentum now is really on his side.
Nice uppercut.
And how did he take momentum? What did you say, about 8 or 10 shots to the head?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you something. You just get that feeling that Nash, those legs after the 14 surgeries aren't as sturdy as they were, 10 years ago. It's harder to stay on your feet. But I'll tell you what, you look at that upper body strength, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. He can do things like that, which is a great equalizer.
Nash sends Jarrett airborne, tossed it over the top and down to the floor. And now he's going to follow up, and Jarrett's begging off.
Oh, yeah, you can see
Wait a minute, where's he going now? He's going out into the crowd?
Oh, he realizes right now that Nash is on the prowl right here, and Jarrett trying to get away, and this thing has already gone crazy. It's in the crowd. Ooh, what a shot right there by Nash.
Rocked him with the right hand, did the challenger.
We'll do our best to follow the action here. As Jarrett, you can see.
Wow.
Oh my God, what is this going backstage?
Backstage at the Impact Zone. Referee following as well. Nash is just relentless with this offensive assault.
Well, that's what he's got to do. He's just going to have to just take it to him. Look at this. They're outside. Oh, right into the food table. Oh, that's great.
He just
fighting on that for supper.
Tossed him right into the catering table. Food flies everywhere. Referee Rudy Charles.
What's he doing now?
Trying to control these two, but he almost has to stand back at this point and just let them beat the hell out of each other.
Well, what are you going to do? You're not going to get in the middle of this match.
You can't.
Kevin Nash absolutely on fire. And,
what did he hit him with?
Got a chair, I believe. Yes, he does.
Steel chair shots.
But look at that. Nash just knocks him right back and takes the chair right out of his hand. Oh, what a shot right there to Jarrett.
And now Nash takes the chair, and he's got it right across the windpipe of Jarrett.
You know that he's had a desire to do this from the moment he came back. Yeah, he came back acting like he was friends of Jeff Jarrett, the outsiders and all that baloney.
The kings of wrestling.
The kings of wrestling. He just was biding his time until he could do this, and now he's just beating the tar out of him.
This is the brawl that we expected. The brawler Kevin Nash has turned the match now in his favor. You talked about the look on his face prior to the match. Check that look out for determination.
Holy cow, if looks could kill. I think we're having a funeral for Jeff Jarrett right now.
This is part of the overflow crowd. They turn people away. Standing room only here at the Impact Zone for Against All Odds. These are the people that couldn't get in. They're watching Jarrett and Nash battle outside. Is Jarrett opened up?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't quite see right there. I'm just trying to get a grasp on who all those people are. Oh, he breaks it back in. I mean, Jeff Jarrett is absolutely getting trounced.
It looks like there's a flow of blood from the top of Jarrett's head coming down his forehead as Nash just continues to abuse the champ.
Well, he's just absolutely beat the tar out of him, and there's another shot to the head, and another shot to the head. You're seeing the size and weight. Yes, he is bleeding. Oh, man, he's bleeding all the way down his body right there. Look at that. Oh, man.
This is a side of Kevin Nash that I have not seen in years, Don. Maybe never. I may never have seen him as focused as he is right now and so intent on taking the title away from Jarrett. He's exposing the arena floor. He's pulling back the ring mats. And that's just nothing but concrete. What's he going to do to Jarrett?
Look at this. It's just absolutely all Nash. And you're right. He's just so, nice shot right there by Jarrett.
That's all he could do.
Yeah, he had to. I mean, what else do you do? You are defenseless. I mean, you got to do something.
That's one way to describe it. Low blow. All of a sudden now has Nash on the defensive and allows Jarrett to go under the ring. What's he got in there?
What's he got right there? What in the world? Wait a minute. There's no, if he uses the guitar,
that's right. He
loses the title.
We've talked about it for weeks. Use the guitar, lose the title.
Well, you can see right there. You can see Armando Quintero telling him that there's
our Spanish broadcast team. You can see Armando shaking his finger, saying,
"What in the world's in there?"
Is it? What?
Well, I'll say one thing if I'm right. Call it semantics. It's not a guitar, it's a cello! It's a cello!
What are you doing? You can't use that, you hear me?
Referee Rudy Charles says you can't use that.
Well, now we know when the lawyer was involved, trying to get all the legal jargon out there. Think about it. He didn't use a guitar. He took that cello and he slammed it right against his knee.
And now he's got, oh, this is what we mentioned earlier as well, that he would look to work on the weakness that Nash has. The years of college basketball, the years of pro basketball, combined with the physical demands of wrestling. And the 14 knee surgeries that Nash has suffered, and now Jarrett's gonna use the cello case.
Oh, I'll tell you what, if they allow this to stand, I don't know, I don't know how they cannot allow it.
It's not a guitar.
It's not a guitar.
I mean, it's a matter of semantics, and there's no question. Now Jarrett's just using the guitar case as a weapon.
This is a total slap in the director of authority's face. He made sure that Dusty said his own words, and is eating his words. He got the word guitar out how many times? That's what I'm talking about, resiliency. Oh, did you see that? Just closed the case on the leg.
Yeah, dropped down from the middle rope, all of his weight to 238 pounds. As you hear that case land with a thud on the floor.
And Kevin Nash, who was in total control. And now look at this, he's got the leverage. No way! Oh, that's just wrong!
He's got the leg staked out, and then cannonballs down directly across the knee.
You can see this. Look at the pain in Nash's face.
Jarrett fighting through the loss of blood.
Oh, he's a bloody mess right there.
But in reality, Dodd, he's just turned this match totally in his favor at 180. Cannonballs down again with all of his
And he did it by using his brain. He did it by setting himself up in a situation where, how do you counter it? He didn't use the guitar. Oh, look at this. Now he's going to just pull on those legs, going for the figure four.
Perfect move. If you think about it,
yes,
the figure four leg lock is the perfect move, especially at this point, once he's already weakened the knees of Nash.
Oh, look at, you can see Nash right there. I mean, this is now just a pure desire to win the one belt he's never won. That's the only way he's holding on right now. And Jarrett has got him in control.
You think Nash has the power left?
Look at that.
To turn this thing around? Can he turn this figure four over? Or can he make it to the ropes for a rope break?
Oh, Jarrett, two. No, he got his shoulder up just in time. And Nash now reaching into something that he probably didn't even know he had.
Nash,
look at that.
Digging down deep, trying to fight through the pain, trying to reach out at the same time to get the rope break. He's inches away.
Jarrett fighting there too, and Nash going for the rope.
Nash is
he
close.
Going to tap out?
But just when he gets close to the ropes, Jarrett applies more torque and more pressure to the figure four.
Look at his facial as he knows what he's got to do. He knows what he's got to do. He's so close. He's so close.
He's got it. He got that rope break.
And Jarrett's not letting go, but he got it.
Referee Rudy Charles, he's going to make him break the figure four, but Jarrett drags him back out. Drops the elbow. And dropped it again.
How much damage has been done and how much more damage is he doing?
He's got the leg of Nash now staked out and scissored at the same time.
Nash, oh look at that. Jarrett just fighting through the blood loss and the pain that he was in earlier, and it's just completely turned. And Nash, I just don't know how long he can hold on.
It's a good move for the champion here. Doubly effective. He not only continues to weaken the knees of Nash, but it allows Jarrett to mentally regroup.
Oh, look at this!
But Nash fighting through.
Look at this! Oh, it's just becoming, look at that!
He overpowered him.
One, another one, another one, another one!
Leg shot after leg shot by Nash.
One!
Is he gonna count? I guess his shoulders are down. I guess really Nash didn't have his weight position for a pin attempt.
I'll tell you what, though, it was the way to get the momentum turned. He could barely walk, though. He could barely stand.
Jarrett springs off the rope, stuck in the back elbow.
Oh, but he gets the boot up somehow.
Size 16 to the face, and the champ is down.
This is his chance right here. He fought everything that Jarrett had to give him. Yes!
Fights through, hits the side.
One, two, no, come on!
I'm surprised that he was able to power Jarrett up to get a vertical base with those injured knees and side slam him down, but that's exactly what Nash did, but he couldn't put him away.
I'll tell you what, it's just unbelievable, Nash, that he's been able to stay in there now. He's going to do everything he can to end this quickly.
Dropped him down on the
got him
turnbuckle.
again.
Snake Eyes style. Gonna take him again over to the opposite side of this ring and does as well. Snake Eyes again.
Right into the turnbuckle right there is Jarrett. Look at that, he's just swinging and hitting air.
Wild shot by Jarrett, not even close.
Now Nash just got total control. Oh, Jarrett fights it off. Low shots.
Clipped him.
He completely clipped him and took that knee out.
Now where's he headed? Jarrett going back outside. Going back for the musical instrument, going back for the cello again.
What's left of the cello after the handle broke off. Oh, nice turnabout, fair play.
Desperation move by Nash. But you gotta pull out all the stops.
You have to, my friend. And besides, it's not like it was something that Jarrett did to him.
Think Nash can use it as a weapon.
Here it is. Oh, look at this. Wait a minute. What the way? Why? Why are you stopping this?
Jarrett begs off, and referee Charles insists that Nash put it down.
Oh, I don't like that call at all.
What, he's going to take him up for the jackknife.
Oh, wait a minute. The referee just got knocked down.
Referee down.
Here he goes.
Can he drop him?
Oh, he just smashes him into the cello.
Jackknife power bomb by Nash. Pin. Wait a minute.
Oh, the referee again. He just got caught by the leg of Jarrett. He's knocked out.
We should have a new champion.
Unbelievable. The luck of Jarrett right here.
Wait a minute. Who's this? Who just ran in the ring?
Wait a minute. Is that?
Are you kidding me?
That is him.
Formerly known as Billy Gunn from the WWE. He just came in.
Where did he come from?
He just came in and laid out Nash.
Oh, that's just not right. Where did he come from?
And why the hell is he here?
And why is he on Jeff Jarrett's side? For God's sake.
Referee's out. Nash is out. Jarrett tells Charles, I'm going for the pin, I'm going for the cover. No.
Two.
No.
No, he fought out of it. He fought out of it. And the man formerly known as Billy Gunn can't believe it.
Interference does not allow Jarrett to get the pin on Nash. Now he's headed back towards the ring.
Oh,
referee Mike Posey out to cut him off.
Well, you got the stage and the titles on the line right here.
Good call.
Wait a minute.
What?
Yes.
Sean Waldman.
Six-Pac is in the ring.
Sean Waldman on Jarrett.
What is going on out here? Oh, look at this.
Rhino baby. Bronco Buster in the corner. It's a night of shockers. It's a night of surprises.
Well, who better to come out for Nash's aid than Sean Waldman?
Six-Pac hits the X Factor on Jarrett, but Nash is going to over and pin him.
Here it goes.
You know, we just saw, if you think about it, we just saw two of the members of that group formerly known as DX.
This has been a crazy night.
You're not kidding. It gets crazy by the minute.
1, 2, come on.
He did.
No way.
Shoulder up.
No way. He was pinned.
Uh-oh. He took the title belt. He's got the championship belt in the ring. Nash to a knee.
Wait a minute, did you see what I see? Sure enough, B.G. James.
B.G. James?
His former partner.
You're right. Think about this. Yet another member of that group formerly known as DX. Nash clotheslines him out to the floor.
This is unbelievable. Oh, wait a minute. Jarrett grabbed the belt and used it himself.
He knocked him out. He knocked the title belt.
No.
You're right. No is right. It's only 2.
Yes. Jarrett can't believe it. I can't believe it. Nobody in this building can believe it.
Standing as one of the Impact Zone, realizing the importance of this matchup and what's at stake. It's the NWA World Heavyweight title. Is he going to go for the stroke?
He
drove
does.
it down. Here's the pin with the stroke. Here's one. Here's two.
No, he got out of it again. Nobody can believe this. Jarrett, he's just got to be freaking out.
He just hit him with the stroke, but he couldn't beat him. And that's after hitting him with the title belt. Wait a minute, you don't see this often.
No, he's going to the top rope.
Nash back up to his feet.
Oh,
he's got him caught. He's got him throttled. Can he choke slam him? Can he drive him down? He's got him goozled.
Could it be a title change? Oh, Jarrett pushed the referee away.
Low blow, and
man.
a stroke. Referee didn't see the low blow because he was pushed down.
2. No.
Don, think of what Jarrett said in the weeks leading up to this match. He said, I'm going to win this by any means necessary. And that's exactly what we've seen unfold. Jeff Jarrett remains NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Well, it took help from that man. It took low blows.
Doesn't look like a champion, does he?
No. But you know what? He still gets to wear that gold home tonight. For somehow, some way, he's found a way to stay the champion.
Amidst that, Don, some of the most shocking, surprising things we've ever seen in TNA. All leading to Jeff Jarrett retaining the NWA World's Heavyweight title. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you this week on Impact. But don't miss Destination X, March 13th on pay-per-view.
Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but rather by the number of moments that take our breath away. TNA Wrestling presents Destination X, live Sunday, March 13th on pay-per-view. This has been a presentation of TNA Wrestling.